bit more chaotic. I expect some clean Counter-Strike to come out from these teams, but then again, I'm not really kind of clear on who I think is going to pick this one up. In, you know, most days and age, you should really straight up be expecting NAVI to walk away with this 2-0. But MIBR, I'm a believer. I love this team. I think they're a great bunch of guys, and they know how to have fun. They've been down in Australia multiple times. They've dealt with the jet lag. So let's see if they can do it here on Anubis.
Technically, the defending champions here at IEM Melbourne.
That's the one.
They won the most recent trophy. All the top teams weren't quite there. But another quick talking point before the pistol shows us too much action. We spoke about NAVI having about a month off. MIBR have had the 6 weeks off. They haven't played since EPL, at least not internationally. So they could be cooking up a storm. And Lukowski, the man that sits diagonally to his monitor, which I'm still getting used to, gets that contact over towards Canals.
Alrighty. It's a bit getting early. Outside A, seeing if he can find anything safe. Obviously tucked into the corner. They've got two members over towards water as well, which is a good position to be in. He does actually spot them out. I think he saw the shoulders of both. So that should give some sort of semblance of comfort that they can head over towards B. And it's going to be JL just outside connector. The rest of the team poised outside main.
Austrian well. JL and Wonderful. All grouped up here. And Bit still just drawing attention and keeping MIBR on the A side of the map. Retake may be a necessity if exit can't frag up here. Lukowski. Oh, whiffed the bag, dropped the bucket, however you want to see it. Bit as well, denying the aggressive rotation through a main. This is looking clean as a whistle. NAVI, only Insani in the 1v5. They deal with him, and they will be happy as Larry here taking the T-pistol.
Yeah, great to have 5 alive, right? You know, to have such a explosive opening here. Good shot from Insani, nonetheless. Iva will get taken down very, very quickly, but I think for Insani, he's just interested in not giving up too much to the side of NAVI. They are already flanking and trying to find him nice and quickly. So I guess I can give you guys, whilst this is happening, a little bit of an update onto the A stream. We've just seen FlyQuest go down 13-8. So a good crack, right? A good shake of the sauce bottle from the guys on Nuke. But yeah, look, I think, you know, Vitality just looking a little bit too good in the current climate, expecting them to soar as the best team in the world right now.
Okay. Last time NAVI were in Australia, it was when Simple just decided he didn't want to come as well, by the way.
Yes,
that was
it
when
was.
Slade had to stand in as the coach, and everyone was thinking, why didn't NAVI do well? What happened again? That's right. One of the best players in the world just decided to not come.
Not show up because he didn't like the game. Because IEM Sydney was the first ever CS2 Tier 1 event.
It was. And here we are, back in Australia, and the game feeling much better than what it did back then. Pika's advantage still exists, but much more minute.
And with that said, NAVI only lost to Mouse and FaZe 2-1 in each series. So that's with Blade. Blade with 0.5. So that means that they were still playing pretty bloody nuts regardless.
That was JL in his GOAT era. He was hitting some crazy shots that tournament.
Yeah, him and Bit were going pretty nuts.
Oh, MIBR. Just going for the human pyramid over towards mid. Exit looking to bait him in over towards the top of mid, but looks like that action will not be had. MIBR getting avoided like the plague. NAVI slow clearing B, mollying out the nooks and the crannies, and JL looking like he might go on a hunt to pad those stats.
Slow creep. Let's see what he can find out here. It's a little drop in towards Canals. Brennison should show himself in just a second. It's actually Insani to get his head taken off first, but it looks like it's clean up on aisle mid. Someone spilt the milk down the alley. An unfortunate position to be found for the side of MIBR early on. Haven't really been able to do much just yet. But again, can be a little bit taxing here, playing that CT side of Anubis, especially when you're up against one of the, you know, historically best and most consistent teams in the world in NAVI. But again, I think this event is a pretty good opportunity for them to prove, right? And see how they can fight forward. Were these guys, I'm just trying to remember back to your video, Mac, were these guys in your playoffs?
Who? NAVI?
NAVI.
No, I felt like, I think I had them missing out because they're just on that downward trend. I went a bit ambitious. You know, I think I put VP going through. I was like, I believed in
Yeah.
After what I saw today, I'm not 100% on that prediction.
Nah.
It's a prediction, right? It doesn't matter. You guys don't.
Yeah, of course.
Don't watch the video.
No.
Don't go back and watch that.
Don't go back.
Don't call me out. That's all right, guys. But yeah, look, I'd happily take Inform Navi making it to playoffs. They are great stage contenders. I watched them over in Cato.
Yes, of course.
Unfortunately, it didn't go super well for them there. But
What was it like
made a
in the
mistake
Spodek, mate? That's the question I've got.
it was loud. Not as loud as I'm pretty sure Super Aware Theatre was louder, like IEM Sydney.
Man, that, like, the stage shook when I first walked out. Like, it's a surreal feeling.
Oh,
Anyway, Brennerson opening up the bank account onto Alexi. Makes it a little bit awkward there, but good start for them. Well needed onto this first gun round. Time's running out, Mac. 30 seconds.
yeah, they are
Like
burning.
they're waltzing back B.
I'm down. Classic Navi, rolling back the years here. Wait until the last couple of seconds to go for the hit. 20. Exit and Lukowski looking to lock this in deep towards CT. If they get smoked off, they will get nullified here. Melita was back of sight. JL going to go for the clearance, and he does well. Exit. Not going to be able to stop that bomb from going down, but he will survive and allow the boys to rotate in. Imma, in the meanwhile, just going to be going for the smoke spam. Big Bang gets the job done. And Breno, 1v3, not going to be able to find that second man. Bit swinging. Movement speed with the SMG and the fire rate 2 takes us through to another. Navi, flawless so far.
Yeah, great effort there from MIBR at the very beginning, but Navi, unfortunately, were just a little bit too strong there. Their trade out were fantastic, able to get a couple through the smoke as well, but it's the late round aggression that does reap of success. Now a third round secured for Navi here, as it's just back to the pistols for MIBR. A little bit of utility that they can work with, but we'll have to see if that goes in tow. They need to get a bit of a wriggle on as quickly as possible. Don't want Navi to stack up too many of these T-sided rounds. Did we have a prediction in the end
For what?
for this?
What do you mean?
Like maps? 2-0 Navi?
Well, yes. The stats would say that.
The stats
Happy-
would say,
But MIBR to cause an upset and
Ooh.
make things weird. But I just don't see that happening. Nice little flash 2. Try and enable the aggression. Goes for a 2-2 in the end. Lukowski shred him with the dig and will warrant a couple of upgrades here. Wonderful.
timing.
Needs to take that bomb across to the rest of the troops. And go for the full regroup. Exit in the meanwhile. Does have one more smoke to try and block B main. And MIBR on an adventure. Navi looking to escort that bomb in at mid. Timing a factor, and MIBR, it's a misread. They'll clear out B, have to retake A, but it's all down to how quickly Navi go to A, and if they even end up there, Imma going to be able to find one, jumps down to his death, won't be able to find Lukowski. And just like
The
that,
info, though.
there's the info.
Yeah. So they move quickly over towards the side of A. Still certainly a retakeable prospect. Lukowski with 3. Could be on for the A series exits. He got the 5-7. He's going to be the first point of contact, though, as they move in very, very aggressively here. Alexi B, is he going to overlook the position? The answer is yes. Exit gets one, makes it winnable now. Wonderful. Has to live up to his name. Trying to clutch this one out. Lukowski will take him. So that's a little bit of a disappointing round there for Navi, but a great one for MIBR. Nice round from Lukowski. Pistols only, locks out A, and secures the round with the 4K.
Huge couple of shots there. And this is why they pay him the big bucks. All right. I feel like when he got picked up, yes, he was a star player, but coming into MIBR, it felt like there was a bit more to be desired, and those star player performances were more few and far between. I feel like when you have a couple of star players, right, it's harder to shine. And Insani seems to be the main talking point a lot of the time. But if Lukowski wants to get up on the podium, show what he's capable of right here, right now, especially up against a team like Navi, mate, we'll take it. I'm all for being entertained.
Absolutely, mate. That's the only reason we have been following this game for so long. As I said, I still remember sitting in the crowd at IEM Sydney 2017. It's a pleasure to have been a part of the game for so long. 25 years of Counter-Strike now, pretty sure. Crazy stuff. But trending now back towards mid, a little bit of utility. Very passive approach here in the round so far from NAVI, just leaving Bit to try and prod back over towards the side of A.
Yeah.
Everyone else just hanging out.
Missed opportunity, safe. You need to hit those, mate. Spam through the doors, flash dodged. Man is trying to do his best, but unfortunately is only going to be able to go 1 for 1. Imma on the trade game keeps it close and in a 3v3, especially with where the T's currently are.
Oh, Brennison!
Expect that to favor Navi, but Bit gets caught off solo. Just like that, Wonderful now in an odd position himself. Slow creep at T-Stairs. Lakowski, the off angle works wonderfully. View model in the way, but Wonderful escapes.
Still alive, but 25 seconds, Mac. You know, what do you even do with this round? You've got so little spacing. It's just onto Imma to see if he can actually find anything onto Brennison, who's sitting just around the pillar, buying time for as long as possible. Spotting Imma as well. That's the round basically done and dusted. Wonderful would have to pull off something. Well, yeah, nothing at all, really. He's got 5 seconds to try and find this plant, gets the info, and he's just going to have to try and live on now. He should be able to save that AWP in towards the next round, but that is another on the board for MIBR. Threading together as many of these CT-sided rounds is super important. And as I said, this team is one that has been trying to kind of prove, you know, they have definitely looked very, very good in that tier 2, tier 1.5, but pressing harder in towards tier 1 has been a bit more of a challenge. So the roster's been together for a while. Players are good individually, so we just got to hope that they can continue to talk the task a little longer.
Where to for
the pistols
Navi
now, Mac.
on the low buy. Looking like they are going to set their sights on mid. Smoke comes through. Wonderful. With that AWP saved across from the previous, they are looking to put it in a position to succeed, but there is no CTs to find at mid this time. Alexi creeping forward, and we'll find a world of information in just a moment. Insani even giving up that camera line just to nade towards T-Stairs. Navi can read the CT's positions from that extra thrown utility. And the 3-2 split is going to be hard for MIBR to hold onto the A site if there is a flood of 4 team members coming around the corner. But they go for the flank on B instead, and MIBR currently none the wiser.
Yeah, absolutely not. No information at all. They are trying to take advantage of it, and it's a good bit of timing here. Wonderful, though, does manage to find safe, so that should be the call. Should be able to pull the trigger now on this rotation. Looking back, Lakowski, a little awkward. Exit gets one, but Lakowski able to keep on kicking. No, not quite the second. Imma walking away with 2. JL getting Brennison 2. It's all left on to just Insani, who has to try and march on quickly. If he finds Wonderful, there might be an opportunity. Does he see his kneecap? Potentially just on the other side of that smoke. He's going to creep on in, but surely Wonderful connects this shot. No, he doesn't. That's maybe an opportunity here, Mac. They are so far away. They are so low on HP. Nade not going to do anything. Not close at all, but that bomb is planted for CT. No utility to try and smoke it in. We'll be able to tap onto the bomb, but again, just trying to buy time, trying to make sure nobody's there. Insani's given away his position now, and I don't think it's going to be happening. Imma has done enough to bait him into submission, and that will be Navi walking away with a 4th round, but it definitely got a little bit dicey there.
Yeah, too far gone in the end. And Insani will find himself an upgrade to the AK for the next, but that will be 4 on the T side for Navi. MIBR arguably doing well so far. Look, 2 on the board in a bit of a rough position. And just odd situations found all across the map. There is a world where MIBR should have found that round, but we're not living in that one.
No. Great couple of picks from Imma with the Tech 9. Let's go to pause to come on in. Don't blame them. Good time for it. Have a little bit of a conversation nice and early. Make sure not too many things fall away for the side of MIBR. Again, who now have a bit of a interesting task here. What are they going to do economically? Likely just to save some pistols, exit. Oh, I don't know. They're not really going to be able to do a hell of a lot to the economy. It's decent enough for NAVI.
Yeah. Just having a big old chat Blade given some insight there too. And it looks like it is just going to be the low buy around the AK on M4, tossed across to exit. And all the heavy hitting weaponry more towards that B side of the map. Insani will back himself in a one and done position. Look to maybe put some pressure straight up the middle. Safe with a flash to enable that one to happen if the T's walk in his direction, playing in front of the window smoke. A very dangerous game, but Alexi has no one here just yet. He has the patience. There's a molly. JL spotted. Oh, and that's going to be a lot of damage. 25 to be exact. As Insani was thinking about going back. Still hanging here with the flash. Wants to go forward. Oh, it is not looking good for him. And the plan gets foiled.
Yeah, tempting fate here, isn't he, Insani? Having to actually swap the weapon over to Safe, who does have Kevlar to back it. Insani did have that helmet, does have the kit as well in tow. But Brennison found quickly by Bit, who is aware of the game. Insani still just trying to see what he can do, walking up mid potentially here. Safe, is he going to be able to find the off angle? Spots the leg, that shadow advantage, nicely done. Alexi going down, wonderful though, able to stop Safe from walking down any further. And you might be able to find another one as well if he can hit the flick quick enough. He can. Exit taken. And that's the A site found for free as well. A little bit lackluster in that approach from MIBR, but you'll give him some time given the fact that it was just the pistols.
Insani getting his mitts back on that M4. Ooh, and the timing, a factor, works for him, but he goes for the fight through the door instead, and Bit will fall. Deagle doing the honors, but JL waiting, and on the smoke fade, it works wonderfully. 5 on the board for NAVI. MIBR should be back on the guns in the next round. Just an awkward situation. Found many places across the map there.
Exactly, like, you know, the way Anubis has played, obviously it can get a bit scrappy at times. It can be so hard to try and find these opportunities, you know, on that CT side. You get caught trying to invest onto different spaces of the map. Sometimes you can keep pushing a little bit too far. MIBR, another chance to get a run on the board here with some weaponry. Brennison getting way more aggressive. Love to see that. Maybe even a second as well. Wonderful taken very, very low. They were ready for a JL from the heaven there, but Brennison just holding onto that line. He's super happy. Re-smokes the stairs, and now he can head back up towards Cups. Oh, hang on. Alexi B looking to drop down mid, but nothing spotted. So at least they're going to deny that further push from water.
Yeah, just didn't quite spot the CT's boots making their way to the cutout. Breno falls away. Insani, in the meanwhile, is here to play. Ima reveals his hand, finds one through the door, but not expecting Safe so close. The buddy system works. The incendiary doesn't. Terrible piece of utility, and JL completely disrespects it. Finds himself the ASAT, but still needs Wonderful to get over here. 1 molly, 2 flashes for him to try and plant, and with JL going down and 17 points of health here, this is looking like a very tall task.
Yeah, pretty impossible round here, isn't it? Safe should find the line, but he's not looking to peek it. Does wait for the rest of the team. They actually do look to swing together, and with that, Safe does cross. Got to be super careful here. Wonderful makes one little noise. Going to be aware of it all, but it's given away too much of an opportunity. Does narrowly miss the flick, and yeah, he's going to have to try and pull out now. But the flank in from Lukowski should mean that MIBR 100% this round, as he does try to creep away towards upper and maybe save this. Lukowski's actually going to walk down towards boat instead. He'll ring around the rosy.
Oh, they've figured this one out.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Later.
Almost flicked across on the right moment, but Lukowski gets the better of him, and MIBR try to ride the vibes. It's going to be another on the CT side on their map selection. I'm sure that will start to raise the confidence somewhat.
Definitely a good boost. As I said, you know, coming up against a team like this is a tall task, but you've just got to go into every single game confident as ever, understanding your limitations, but backing yourselves at the exact same time. So pistols out for NAVI. JL, the only one with the AK. Couple of warning shots. Nothing really to connect though here. The investment is deep from Exit and Lukowski. Should do like in a round like this. As I said, you know, trying to see those opportunities through, taking control of the map on that challenging CT side, but it's all doing okay for MIBR right now. If they convert this, it's not actually a horrible looking CT side so far, is it?
Yeah, it's on the borderline of impressive. We still need to see a few more bits and pieces. But JL revealing that there is an AK in play for Na'Vi. Wonderful. Needs a helping hand. And Imma going for the high-low. Jiggling together. Gets some damage, but no opening just yet. And with 50 on the clock, Na'Vi getting ready to go for the pincer. Con control there. One flash for Alexi B to try and get Na'Vi in towards the B site. They are very worried about mid. They have been flanked before. So we'll go for the re-clear and try to get back into position in time. That one flash will get JL out of Con, and the opening that they're looking for. Exit the spray down, only able to find the single. And it looks like MIBR with a man advantage want to just play for the retake.
Yeah, the fact that JL's actually been able to find one here. They're going to get the plant now bit with another. The nade will be good to pepper him up, but it's going to just be Insani ripping through from connector. Nicely done. MIBR, another round on the board, not losing too much there either, right? You know, Navi certainly put the sweat on, but being able to deny that plant is huge to come out from the Brazilian side. Yeah.
Some short-term effects on the economy as well. And one more round needed. They can get themselves to 5 CT rounds already and a chance for 7.5. Look, I was toying with the idea. I might have been joking when I even thought MIBR would be able to take Na'Vi down again, especially with the best of 3 on the horizon. Maybe Anubis is the place to do it, but the rest of the series, I don't know about that. We'll have to see when we get there, but so far, you asked me just before if this is a good CT-sided showing. Now, I'm going to say yes.
Cool.
Na'Vi back on the guns, though, as we move to round 10. And MIBR about to get tested once more.
Mirage and Inferno around the corner, Mac Daddy-O. Remind everyone that this obviously is MIBR's pick of Anubis, so as you said, whatever tricks that they've got up their sleeve, because we know how strong Navi's Mirage can be. This is the map to give them the opening advantage as they do creep out long B again. So they have chosen to fall away. It was pretty awkward leaving Lukowski there high and dry, but he does manage to get the frag onto Imma. So it's a good opening start here for MIBR. 4.5 as well. Look at that. Bits dropped low.
How do they answer back? Bit looking to regroup with JL. Although I say that, he goes to maybe go for a fake instead. Grabs that molly that was on the ground at Ruggs. And JL looking like he might end up being left solo. 2 flashes blind him. Information in the back pocket for MIBR. And Lukowski in a reposition with exit and buy some time for a rotation across. The other 3 members playing camera, re-clearing mid, and now maybe even going for the gamble back to B. Na'Vi currently with the numbers, but that could change quickly.
Yeah, running out of time now, right, to try and make this offense work. JL now in connector. Lukowski does have such an awkward line, but he gets 1, makes it work. That's a second for him. Drops back into connector, but exit's found 2, and it's all left on to Alexi B. The captain goes down with the ship. And that is scoreline tied. Lukowski, he has been having a cracker game, hasn't he?
Just doing the right things at the right time. Exit with that nice little lineup, but again, Lukowski just taking out that single man in Con. Makes things that much more awkward when you try to flood out a B main. And MIBR are just doing all the right moves at the right times as we get towards the end of the second half, or the first half rather.
They should take 6 now, right? You know, off the back of this with the pistols.
Hey, never say never. But yeah, Na'Vi on the low bite. Only with the smoke and Alexi of all people to have that Kev to play with. But info found and Breno knocking bit to the ground. This is a chance as Na'Vi goes straight up the guts. JL, no helping hand next to him. So the trade game not going to come through. And now, Mitch, there is a very real world where this should just be 6.
Absolutely. Clean as a whistle, sharp as a thistle. Don't know if that's just an Australian saying either, but there you go. It is 6. And yeah, to convert a lead on the CT side on a map like Anubis is a pretty big thing to be doing. Obviously still got another gun round in the back pocket for NAVI. Could very well tie us up 6-6. But they really need to convert this one now quite desperately. The pistol round becoming so important now onto that next half. This is turning like a little happy opening for MIBR and NAVI. We knew it was potentially going to be close, but how close and who would be leading was sort of up for question.
I'm liking that conditioning util from MIBR. Just the smoke on the T-stairs, that other one they've been throwing towards rugs as well. Just forces NAVI to play so slow. And NAVI haven't been having too much success in the late round. It's more the mid-round where things have been working. And MIBR are doing their best job to try and stop that from happening. Very mobile on the CT side as well. Looking just to go 3-man up mid. Lukowski clearing with Insani and the boys not too far away. But Lukowski is feeling it. 11-6. Happy just to keep on looking for these openings and successful in doing so as well.
Bogdan's Law Orb goes into his hands to set himself up for a long line whilst dropped to 19 HP. Alexi B a little bit unlucky there rather to not connect onto the head there. Rough position. Lukowski now taking connector. You are right, Mac. This guy is charging. Taken down through the smoke, though. Imma finding one. Do they pick up the pace off the back of this? Absolutely, they do. JL finds one back. Maybe a world where they get it, but exit. He is looking to do what he can to deny. Wonderful. 1v2. Can he close it here? They are super separated. Where does he try to take this? All they need to do is just buy enough time, get that smoke down, look to find the plant. Can he split the wicket? Still 15 seconds, ticking the time. Brennison maybe baited into submission. Wonderful. Looking to try and be the dream boy, the one to try and close it. Bring this back for NAVI. It's creeping around. Smoke. My God. The fact that he's found his way into Temple here is just crazy. Chipping down the time for as long as possible, and Wonderful will get it done. There it is, Mac, the 1v3 from the Wonder Child. A great position to be in. 6-6 is now the half. Scoreline settles, but still a good start for MIBR on that CT side.
Bit of yelling. I think Insani's going to take the cake here, though. So far, so good. And MIBR, I'm sure they're going to be very happy moving into the second half with 6 big rounds on that CT side of Anubis. NAVI, though, if they can get a pistol here, they can get straight back into the lead real quick, smart. And they're going heavy towards B, just in case there was a faster approach as MIBR get to be in charge of the pace.
Absolutely. Really driving this one forward, MIBR. But again, NAVI giving themselves a little bit of breathing room. 7-5 would have been a concerning position to be found in. So wonderful. Doing great things to clutch out that 1v3. Bit of a hero moment for him. Because he had big shoes to fill back in the day, picking up that spot for Simple. But everyone on NAVI seeming to be playing okay. Same could be said for MIBR, more so Insani, Lukowski that are sitting up top. MIBR are really taking their time with this round, not looking to fight the fight just yet, but it does appear to be a B split where there are 3 hungry members of NAVI ready to deny.
Molly on the exit of Con. And Imma tucked on the B main side of this pillar, but exit in a good position to maybe spot this pivot around. Lexi spotting and just waiting for that B main smoke to fade, which will happen right now. Smokes towards Temple as well. Oh, a CT, but the flash is damn good. Imma hoping that the rest of the troops can keep him alive. Swinging around in time with the Julies. Won't be able to get the job done. The T-pistols reigning supreme this time. Wonderful has to go for the reload, but the swarm of the Brazilians is a little too much to deal with. NAVI only a bit to get the job done in the 1v3. Oh, and he's not looking too good. Safe.
I like that, Mac. A swarm, you're absolutely right. That is a great round there from MIBR to collect. They trade out nicely even after Imma finds the opening onto exit. They don't back off. They don't hesitate. Safe ready for the flank. How crispy is that? Beautiful round from Safe with the 3K. And yeah, pistol going the way of MIBR. This is when NAVI can really start to get a bit concerned, and you can see that exactly by the MP9 buy coming on out. What are they going to do with this? It looks like they're investing a quick play over towards A, trying to get into main. What's the utility? Yeah, straight out to boat. Oh my god, okay. Not going to be finding anything though early, it doesn't look like. Or maybe, just maybe. When do they pull the trigger?
Maybe just waiting for some information. A sound cue from MIBR will do. But they are not giving an inch. Smoke at mid. Flash forward. There it is. Counter util comes through. And the CTs will be going on the second banger. Safe had no idea that there was a full swing coming through, and they might have spotted exit here at the cutout. But NAVI looks like they won't bite off more than they can chew. They're happy just with the wood control. And we'll send the troops rotating instead back towards mid.
They don't take any space though off the back of it though, do they, Mac? You know, they're still very, very separated. Alexi does get spotted. He did try to go a little bit too far. Now we do see JL joining. Dropping one. There's that big pick as well. Huge play. Imma jumps out at the right time. Advantage now going back the way of NAVI. They've dropped the bomb. Now they have to invest quickly. 30 seconds. Imma with the AK in hand. Smoke goes down. Would be a potential moment for a spray inside that smoke exit. Yeah, gets warned. A little bit shaky now. They want to try and collect it. They will be able to get it. That's one, but wonderful. Picking up at the right time on the other side of the smoke. Exit is just trying to live amongst the chaos right now. He will be tagged up. He does try to tap onto it, but there might be no time. If Wonderful swings, but he swings at the right opportunity and will close the round for NAVI. 7 on the board.
Crazy scenes. Chaotic, but NAVI hit back with the force bite. And MIBR, it looked good in moments, but shots like that from JL, Imma as well, attention drawn away from him up at jail, and picked his fights perfectly, locking down the timing towards main. And NAVI navigating their way back to a 7-7 scoreline.
Really slowing down the start of this round again. The defaults have been pretty cruisy. Both these teams not happy to rush into anything.
Yeah. Just looking to keep baiting out that utility from NAVI before deciding where they want. Now with that time ticking down, MIBR have to make a move. Mid seems to be the priority. Flash Molly with a smoke as well. Looking like it might be a full bust. Molly at camera though. Maybe from Breno trying to feign that it's not going to be through camera they go, but the A main control is good, and JL just jumping up. Looking like he's going to be able to get himself a little bit of pud. Insani goes a bit too far forward, and there is a two-man advantage for the retake, but job's done. MIBR have full A-site control, but they need one of these extremities.
Yeah, they really want to try break out, right? You know, they are trapped in the prison, and that's going to be their opportunity to find one. Wonderful goes down. That's a weapon given up now, Mac. It makes it really, really awkward because Alexi B has to do a lot from this mid position as he now tries to walk up towards camera. He's going to have to creep through the smoke, but the rest of the members are coming out. A, Safe gets one, but he does get traded. Now it's awkward. Lukowski on the side gets one and done, but he's taken. He actually manages to find Emma as well on the back. Oh, God. NAVI counting their lucky stars that they managed to secure that round, and you can just see they're a little flat. So it will be an 8th, but oh man, MIBR made that one real close.
MIBR won it.
Wait.
Yeah, there was no kit, there was no time.
Oh.
Yeah. Lukowski did enough.
Hey, this is, I was so locked in that I literally couldn't even focus. Look at this shot from Lukowski getting that second. Okay, thank you, Mac. I'm glad you're paying more attention than I am.
It's all right. I'm rocking. I'm running out of gas. All right. I'm running on fumes. Rocking on 3 hours of sleep or whatever it is. Jet lag. You know, I thought it was a myth.
Yeah, you've actually.
I'll tell you,
he has jet lag.
It's not a myth, and it sucks. But we're here, and guess what, Mitch? We are living. Jet out Lee, mate. One time.
Let's go, the brothers. Still. Crazy round from MIBR, nonetheless. The fact that they got the job done there, yeah, really puts the sweat on. Now, they have definitely not looked like they are all on the same page this map.
Let's see if they change anything up, or if MIBR continue just to go for that slow default. Let NAVI trickle out that utility. NAVI knowing that with MIBR winning the round with no one alive, it's still a pretty safe bet to go for the force spike here. It can certainly change the narrative of the map completely if they win it. And oh, look at this as well. Bit is so deep through A main. Breno was smoked off, didn't spot the cross. And with Bit in this position, he can spot this mid-cross too, but he needs to hit those shots jumping.
Jesus.
It ain't going to be enough this time. And if JL falls, he won't. That could have been the A site open for business.
B hopping in the corner there, Bit. Taking quickly. Still not going to be an easy task, though. Insani very, very low. Wonderful. We'll be able to watch the cross. Is he going to be able to take anything further through, though? The rest of the team is trying to start to creep around. Couple of shots. Lukowski, Insani able to make it work. So I think that should very well be NAVI pulling the plug. Ended up being a little bit more of a lackluster round there. But I don't know. MIBR just playing the fundamentals good. Crossing their T's, dotting their I's.
Who wins this? Lukowski does not have the high ground. And Emma unable to escape as well. They're looking good. MIBR need to get out of dodge. Safe with the HP hanging around a little longer. But that is going to be 9 now. MIBR getting to the point where this map is looking incredibly achievable. NAVI. They did have a short break from Lisbon. And some of their performances have been great. Some people, some critics in the scene, questioning their performances this year so far. And look, you need to call a spade a spade. If they lose this series, go to that lower bracket early, maybe those critics were right.
Yeah. Well, it's, you know, when you put yourself so high up, you know, higher you are, the harder you fall, whatever it is. They've been a titan of the scene for a very, very long time. Majors under their belt, big events. So when you are coming into an event like this, where there is a lot of pressure on, there's best of 3 openers, big crowd waiting for you at Rod Laver Arena, and MIBR come out and kick you nice and early, would be definitely something that is challenging to deal with, I guess you would say. But MIBR, again, have been a really, really good team, consistent, together for a while now.
Hang on. Before we get into the action of this potential anti-eco, chat, I know you're listening. There's a lot of hate going on. If you're a hate watcher, can you hit me with a 1, please? I just want to know how many people are hate watching NAVI in particular right now. Just a show of hands. And if you are here just enjoying Counter-Strike, cool. That'll be your vote. Thank you very much.
Appreciate that. That's all we can ask for here.
And then
you are who carry us.
Alexi has managed to find some impact and another rifle for JL to pick up with an aggressive B main push.
Ooh, hang on.
And with these rifles finding the picks that they were looking for, Navi could be on with an eco mega lull.
Yeah, is this a chance? I don't know. They do seem to be keen to try and find it safe. Digging into spawn, we'll be able to deny for just a quick second. And yeah, that's enough to pull the plug. Understandable. Have a nice day. AK and Galil will be taken over in towards the next round. But that's MIBR getting a 10th round here, Mac. And these rounds have been very, very slow, haven't they? Great shot from JL to deny safe. Unfortunately, can't connect with that one. But yeah, still just slowly 1 foot in front of the other, hiking up the mountain. Because Mirage is a spicy prospect into the next.
I reckon 95% of chat is hate watching. That's crazy. Guys, come on. All right. Peace and love. You know, let's spread the good stuff. But I'm not going to tell you what to do. If you want to hate watch, mate, you hate watch. All right. Just don't make me a part of it. I'll respect your decisions. You respect ours. And the decision for the teams, at least, Mitch, is time for a tactical.
Yeah. You're not a hateable guy, Mac. It's just too hard to do so.
Are they hate watching me?
No. I'm saying they're not, right?
I'd like to see him try, huh?
I was saying
I'll be in the crowd at Melbourne. If you were hate watching me or want to hate watch me, come and say it to my face, huh? We'll see what happens. We gotta
find Lee, mate, first, mate.
I might give you a handshake. I might give you a hug. We'll see what goes down. Either way, though, these teams also hoping to not be in the crowd at Melbourne. They prefer to be up on the stage. And this is just the first of many hurdles. A Blade tactical, Mitch, is worth its weight in gold. Let's see if Navi can convert this after Blade has hopefully helped them lock in a bit, because Navi currently looking a little lost.
They really are. And has had worlds of experience. Now as they start to march on out, Brennison actually getting the opener. Does get quickly traded by JL, but how many can he find? 1 and 2. Will he be able to pick up the third? No, slotting away, getting to safety for just a second is Wonderful. Will strike whilst the iron is hot. Defense is solid here this time round from Navi. And a dunk as well, a 3.1 shot down by Wonderful. Beautiful stuff, and they are smiling. Thank God. Navi, maybe they're back.
Needs to be said. Blade laying down the law in a tactical, followed up by a round from Navi. It's a tale as old as time. But can they convert some more? That's the big question now. MIBR going to be going for the force by a couple of Mac 10s, a little Tech 9 in the mix, and maybe a faster play. They've loved the slow default, but is a shift in the momentum what they are ordering, and it looks like they're going straight through the mollies at mid. disrespecting everything, and JL is running for his life. Bit trying to keep him alive, but the flash is too good. JL couldn't see a damn thing, and Insani with the double entry. That's the A site taken already.
Round done. Completely. Just wiped. I mean, Alexi B is trying to fight something. Okay, hang on. Maybe I was talking a little bit too early there, Mac. A world of opportunity now to be taken. It is still a tough one. They have time to work with. Do they have kits? Yes, they do. Some utility as well to make it all come together. Now as they start to march on in, Insani, that's his third in the round, looking for an ace. There hasn't been a heap just yet in this opening day of the event. Exit will steal it, but it's enough to freak out Wonderful, and he has been sent packing. An 11th round for MIBR. NAVI do get some sort of respite, just a breath of fresh air, but it's been just punched back out immediately. Great stuff from MIBR. And whilst we're talking about that, Mac, I actually had a look back. So I wanted to research myself again. Blade has been, he was a player from 2003 to 2018, and then he's been a coach ever since. So that's 22 years of the game. Basically since inception.
Great movie, that one.
Weight in gold. Yes, also that.
But we're getting another tactical. The NAVI. Let's see if they can convert this one. MIBR with that pace change. It's gone bloody well. It needs to be shouted out those flashes above camera rather, to allow Insani and the boys out. I couldn't quite catch who was throwing them. It was whoever was over towards A main, so probably Breno. But yeah, JL just unable to stop that camera pump. Made a huge world of difference for MIBR that round. And what's the difference this time? Or will we see MIBR go back to the old default? Kazi looking to poke his nose towards the B side. Body blocked so the smoke won't hit the perfect positioning con. And Ima looking to try and find a gap.
Another slow start to the round. Just engaging in the fundamentals. Navi not overly keen to try spot out B long. Back down in towards Canals. They've been doing pretty well to just sort of force Navi back up against the wall. Really making them sweat early on. No mid presence this time around though.
Okay, faking that connector control. Exit going the deep molly. Has another to recycle. And this time, Wonderful able to activate with the AWP. Posted back towards main. But in the meanwhile, Breno is going to potentially contact in on the A side of things. Reroute back towards mid, but there's still two CTs here.
Really picking up the pace now. Insani's got to make sure he clears. JL might be able to get a couple of freebies. He's got Bit there to support as well. Denial of service. Lukowski, though. Lukowski! Oh, he's looking sharp as anything. Can't overlook Alexi B, though. Doesn't connect into the third. Wonderful will take him down. Now it's all left on to Brennison, who will meet his fate too. So game is still very much on Mac. These two tactical pauses that have come through from Blade, as you mentioned, have paid dividends. Stonks rising, and Navi not falling away just yet.
Arguably, look, that tactical was great, but whoever called the mid round and told the A-site players to keep on fighting for mid, it was just great communication from Navi to allow that flow and allow the fast rotations to make sure that bomb was locked down on the late rotation from MIBR. But now, we got another. This time, actually, the last one was MIBR's tactical. Now we got Navi's one, so let's see
There you go.
if there's going to be yet another round off the back of it. But so far, so good. MIBR seem to be quite confident. And Exit's calling has been pretty phenomenal so far. You know, putting them in a position to get that dub.
Still more opportunities. Money here, obviously not fantastic for either side. And MIBR, they know that, so they're going to try and capitalize by buying deep in. Safe, the only one who doesn't appear to have got the memo. They are doing a little bit of chopping and changing inside the spawn. They've worked it out now. Happy with that. Some utility in tow. Whatever they're going to do here, MIBR will have to be some sort of all-out assault with the Tech 9s. Try and take that space early on. But Navi, again, they settle down very, very early just into their position. 3 towards B again. Pretty happy with it. Pretty passive towards A main as well. They don't invest their time early, do they, Navi? They're just playing it back, waiting for MIBR to kind of throw something their way.
These 2 stars for MIBR, Lukowski and Insani. We said at the start of the match, look, sometimes there's not enough room for both of them to shine, but I think they're, again, proving us and everyone wrong. And if they keep on playing like this, mate, we could... I don't want to say it.
You want to say it.
Is there a 2-0 on the cards, mate? Look, NAVI. Let's see what happens this round first. Insani looking to fake the charge, going heavy lost
straight
camera.
through the smoke.
Alexi.
Yeah. Oh, no way, Alexi. You can't be letting that happen. Imma now trying to pick up the pieces. Same with Wonderful. Safe. Does drop one, but Lukowski rips him out of the sky. What has just happened, Mac?
I stopped watching
NAVI,
after
that is
Alexi,
just...
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
Oh. Looks like they're still creeping in for it. JL having a sniff. Knows it's the only real opportunity. Does have a kit in hand. If he can save this round for the team, they're running out of time. They have to make the call, and they have to make it now. I don't think they're going to go for it. No, it's just exits, and they're going to have to swallow a very, very disgusting tasting pill. It's like they've chewed on the Panadol. Lukowski has taken another. JL goes down, and yeah, whatever is happening in Camp NAVI, it is not looking good right there, mate.
I'm still shook. I don't want to watch this again, but I think we're going to get it. MIBR 1 away. Taking Anubis out. All right, thank the heavens. I don't think we have to watch it. Replay operator. Doing some God's work for that man on your screen.
We've all been there, Alex. It's happened to us all.
Got to hit that mental reset. And you got to hit it now if you want Anubis
Oh, man.
to be taking it off for NAVI.
All right. So, any changes? Looks like the mid-control has been established a little bit deeper from NAVI. Again, obviously just on the back of the MP9s. Looks like MIBR are actually trying to do this a little bit quicker, Mac. They want to close the game. They want to make this one work immediately. Exit already finding Imma and Alexi B going down too. I very well think we could be seeing MIBR take down NAVI in the opening map here. Obviously, still Mirage around the corner. Safe does miss an important shot there onto Wonderful, but JL will get dropped in the process. And now in this 5-on-2, it feels impossible. An uphill battle that I don't think they're going to be going. They're going to slip and roll down that hill, NAVI. MIBR are looking fantastic. Bit dropped by Brennison, and Wonderful has to just run into his ultimate demise here, Mac. What a start to IEM Melbourne from MIBR. If it does close the way it should. Yes, it will. Okay, nice attempt from Wonderful, but Brennison will get it closed, and 13-9. Look how quickly these guys lock into business. They're not overexcited. They know the job's not done just yet. But Mac, that is certainly a statement opening here from MIBR.
Yeah, look, they are technically the defending champions of Melbourne, and they're playing like it. NAVI.
But all I can see is, I think, you know, when you start talking about time in the day impact, it's the last best of 3 on the B stream for the day. Some of these games have gone relatively long. The eyes start to blink really heavily, right? So you can only hope that MIBR stay awake, or NAVI are able to kick it straight back out the park. Mac and Conky in your ears. Let's see what Mirage can bring.
I thought you were going to say, sounds like a good time to crack some beers. Would have been a great rhyme. But look, it still is true. You know, great time of the evening for it. But alas, it is Counter-Strike time. It is Glock time for NAVI. And they got that mid control. Con smoke. And the bomb's starting to make its way through apps. So we're probably seeing this B split, Mitch.
Yeah, it's going quick, isn't it? Looks like they might be able to stem the bleeding for just a second with that short smoke, but how much longer can they hold off the offense for? Emma's found his way into window now, spotting high. Lukowski, no, able to not quite connect with that shot. Wonderful's picked up too with the P250. Exit gets one on the trade out, but Bit is just straight into market. No one able to pick up their vegetables this time. Meat only. Alexi watching the close line, Safe walking his way up short. Wonderful has just managed to miss the timing there. Safe, a little bit of a closer angle with the Julies. Might make it work here. Wonderful, caught in transit. But how much further can they go with it? There's no kits in hands, and I don't think they're keen, so they're just going to sit back, see if they can find some exits here. But MIBR not able to find the opening pistol here. Great opening there from Wonderful.
Insta dink straight on the exit. Pot plant to try and save him. But he won't hit the shots he needs to. And Alexi Berg going to be doing it in the air. And NAVI coming out, guns blazing on the T side of Mirage.
Beautiful stuff. It's exactly what we needed to see, Mac. As I said, I feel like NAVI have the fire in them to just decimate MIBR on a map like Mirage, right? You know, I think it could really be one of those strong 13-4, 13-5s, but if it gets close, that's when I'm going to start to put the question up. I still feel like this one should go 3 maps by the start. If it was MIBR falling to Anubis, then it was basically a wipeout, 2-0 MIBR, 2-0 to NAVI rather. But now that we have seen Anubis go that way, it just always starts to beg additional questions, which is why we love casting Counter-Strike, Mac. Full eco for MIBR here.
I love how you followed it up with that, because this is arguably one of the, on paper, worst rounds to cast, but funnest rounds to cast, because you never know what you're going to get. Life like a box of chocolates. Shout out my man Forrest.
There it is.
Jump at one time. But then things like this can happen and keep things a bit more interesting too. Couple of double dinks with the pistol that costs $0 dues.
Okay.
And you could see a round upset come through in no time, but you could also just collapse because usually you don't have that Kev.
There was a couple of dinks there though, which certainly made it a little bit dicey. It's when they don't get traded upon, right?
I heard you. I heard it in your voice. Your knees were quivering. But you made it out the other side.
That's from the squats today, mate. I've lost so much squat power. It's so upsetting.
It happened.
But I have less chins, so that's nice.
Which would you prefer?
Depends on what day you're asking.
Look, if it was RuneScape, you want more chins, but
100%.
We're not living in bloody Gillen, or are we?
No, not out in the wildy. What are we dealing with here? Slow start. NAVI not wanting to give up the GOAT just yet. Happy to prod out mid now. No real investment deep. What we were seeing earlier in the day, where VP were pretty happy to fight an early mid aggressively. Not going to be the same said just yet for MIBR. Much more passive start.
MIBR just trying to save the smokes and mollies towards the late round in case NAVI get back on that slow train that they were playing on Anubis, and they seem to love on most maps. Wonderful with that market smoke at the ready. And the CT's playing for short. Lukowski cannot see a thing. Great supportive utility from Imma, and Breno cannot hold. That is safe territory already.
Yeah, see, this is what I was scared of, right? Like, you know, a lot of the rounds were relatively slow on Anubis, just as a generalized rule. Both teams took the CT approach a little bit more casual. MIBR took some proactive moments at times, but this is just, yeah, not a good-looking start, right? MIBR played it very, very turtled, right? They were sitting back waiting for NAVI to approach them, and, you know, as soon as the jailbreak happened out apartments, the round is done. And, you know, when you've got sort of 20, 30, 40 seconds to just stew on it, it does suck. So NAVI really getting out of the gates early, but will they be able to run down the straight nice and consistently, or will they get pipped at the end?
Terrorists win.
Oh, MIBR with the save. Should allow themselves another bite. Will they just go for the hero approach? They're going to need a tactical just to chit-chat about what they want to do. They know if they force here and it goes 4-0, things can quickly get out of hand early on Mirage. And they don't want NAVI to be running away with too much momentum. So what is the real idea here? Exit, figuring out where he wants to put this M4. Does he pass it across to someone else? Does he get them to boost him in a silly position, nice off angle somewhere, just to try and catch NAVI napping? But it looks like it will be a pieced together buy. Kevlar on everyone. An MP9 was picked up and some select utility. So there should be a game plan going in here.
Definitely so. Need to see some proactivity from MIBR. They cannot be just sitting back waiting for NAVI to unleash, because fighting back that beast can be very, very challenging. As I said, a confident Mirage team, you know, that's where you really sort of start to see the 13-0s come out. But I think we're well away from that. MIBR more than equipped to get the work done. But we need to see some fight from them. A little bit more spacing, safe up close towards A main. Pulling away now is Lukowski. But Wonderful gets an opening shot. Does get dinked in the process. But still, it's a good rip open. Mid taken for free.
MIBR not quite looking for an answer yet. Safe in a good position towards A main, but doesn't really want to push solo. An exit, trying to watch his back in case Bit does lurk out of Palace. That could be happening in just a moment. Wonderful escorting the package back towards the A side of things. And in the meanwhile, with Lukowski falling, exit will find Bit. That's info, and the bomb hightails its way all the way back to B. Only Safe unknown, but they know that B site should be open here. That'll be cleared progressively as the C4 comes across. Denying the save. M4 on the ground, and Safe 1v4 angle to even try and save the MP9 or retrieve the M4.
Oh, man. As I said, these are the ones that are really rough to look at. You know, when you're looking at a Mirage play out rounds like Inferno, where we're just sitting here talking about God knows what. It gets late in the day, as I said. You know, we've been talking about you with bars on your windows. Oh, man, you know, we're talking about HSPs earlier.
The art of the yap, man, is just part of the job. If you guys don't like it, you just don't like it, all right? Just deal with it. You know, send a message to HR. We'll be fired tomorrow. At least for the first half of the day.
Yeah, exactly. So, yes, very, very slow approach, but at least this time it's been picked up. No saving will happen today. NAVI, 4 very, very clean rounds. There has not been any real life out of MIBR just yet. And again, we'll give them some space. You know, you usually let it go out to about round number 5, see how the second gun round goes, and then we can play it in from there. But now we've got the AWP up for Safe. And some utility to boot behind as well. So will they change it up here? Brennison walking in towards window. Insani in tow. He's going to drop down and actually play for mid. Okay, this is a much more proactive approach. The opening duel. Ima, blind. Is he going to be able to find anything more, though? Insani looking to go deep up for it, but I don't know if they're going to engage just yet. No, it's a little bit of a distance one, but in the exact same time, Mac, they're walking out A.
I was going to say that's all well and good, but Exit has a big job to do. Was solo on A. Lukowski comes and at least tries to reinforce it, but in the meanwhile, with Ima
there we
falling,
go.
NAVI trying to figure out where they want to take this. There was an opportunity open for them on the A site, but they didn't take it, and now they're packing their bags, they're a man down, and things get extra difficult with a minute on the clock.
A little bit of a change up though, right? You know, sending someone up mid, just contesting a little bit, making the pressure fall back onto NAVI to try go for a little bit of a mini fight towards A. And at the end of the day, Safe gets an opening pick for his troubles. So at least that's something to work with. Now they can settle back, a little bit of a rotation. JL's taken low. I don't even know where NAVI are going to end up in this round. They're still so separated. Maybe it will be A, but they're going to have 3 hungry members of MIBR to defend.
Time ticking away. But the setup from MIBR should be effective at holding a crunch up con. It just depends on where Lukowski goes. Exit spotting and a main push, but also that creep towards the jungle side. And here comes that flash across the top. Swinging on the contact. Beautiful setup. And NAVI starts to capitulate. Alexi B making up for the whiff earlier. Starting to swing around. Gets that plant down. And a 1v3.
Insani.
He has to be on for the...
Oh, no way.
One more. But Safe from afar. Has the trade game sorted. Woo.
I respect the hell out of that from Insani to run through the molly. It kept Alexi interested in that offense. Meant he's at his back turn to safe from jungle. So good effort, good crack, opening start from safe as well. Lukowski able to find a couple there. So yeah, really solid round there from MIBR in the end. They definitely lose a little bit more than they would have liked, but Alexi, yeah, he was in his rhythm, able to get a couple for quick, but denied before it got too late.
Back on the tack, it seems.
And Wonderful got that full vertical keyboard. I was going to ask you before, Lukowski, obviously he's got that side monitor. Where do you reckon that comes from? Is it a like corner desk at home kind of angle, or where does that roll in?
I don't want to comment publicly.
Okay, I see.
I've heard things. You know,
all right.
And
that sounded a little bit too ominous.
Yeah, I'm a little worried, but if we get at least like 50 LORPs in the chat, then maybe I'll be allowed to release it to the public.
Okay. Yep, I like that. You guys heard the man.
Yeah, so make sure you get your best glorp, your fastest glorp, or your widest glorp, just to make sure we are all on the same page.
Everyone is looking a little tired, aren't they?
Well, you do in tech pauses, Mitch.
Yeah.
You want to
trying to reserve the energy.
Reserve the emotions, reset mentally, make sure you're not getting ahead of yourselves, and just utilize the time to make peace with the world. Not hate watch a game on ESL CSB. You don't want to be doing that with your time. You bloody hate watchers out there. Become a glorper.
This is Mac on 3 hours sleep. You love to see it.
Here we go.
I still
hang on,
can't get my...
counting the glorps.
Yep, go on.
1, 10. Ooh, I think we might have hit it. I think we might have gone 50.
Give me the reveal.
Big
it's important
ones.
Information.
I think he's just an idiot. I don't know. He might have like a lopsided eye or something. And that was actually what I got told in private. So I can't remember. It might have been HLTV threads where I read that. And that's gospel. So
I might just have to ask. If they make Arena, I might just have to ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys do want any stuff to be done in the crowd, by the way, and all of the above, make sure you put it in the chat. It's going to be, an interesting competition. I suppose that's always the question mark, when you're leading up to the tournament. It's awesome to be a part of casting these games, actually riding up to the arena.
Yeah.
Gives me a little bit more of an understanding about what we're going to expect. I'm keen for some, like, Mongolian throat singing if the Mongols make it. They've obviously beat Complexity today.
I might been there, done that. You don't remember the banger from ESL Pro League Season 20?
Yeah, but 14,000 people, Mac. That's quite a change. Could you imagine if the footy...
14,000 throat goats.
Yes.
All going at the same
footy
time.
is happening, the MCG's got an AFL game played, right? 100,000 people, or Rod Laver, 14,000 people, Mongolian throat singing.
Insane.
I think we could shake the walls a little bit.
We could, if we all like harmonized on the deep end.
Yeah.
Oh, we could bring the house down.
It's some glass breaking activity.
How's your
right.
throat singing? You're going to be on the microphone on the stage, so you literally have to
yeah.
charge. How's yours?
Oh man, I'm just nervous about. I've got to work out what I want to say in the monologue again. Opening the show is such a important part of the event.
I don't care about the monologue. I care about the throat singing. How's your game?
It's good.
It's good.
I know what you're asking, Mac. You know the answer. We spent time in China very intimately at the start of the year. If you're not forgetting. So not now. No.
Give me your best Mongolian beat.
No, I got to save it. I can't let the guys know.
Hey. Got to perform and you got to perform, mate. Got to tech pause. We got people to entertain. You can't just sit there and go, I can't do it right now, guys. Oh, you're lucky,
Mac.
You're so lucky. I was going to run to Perth and make you do it. I was going to put you on the ground, like you know those squeaky toys. I was going to squish you with my foot until you started throat singing. But we don't have to do that. We don't have to resort to violence because we got Counter-Strike to watch.
We are so back. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen, for dealing with our charades, shenanigans. We are back towards mid, and Wonderful's been left high and dry. Just going for another early prod. Nothing really to kind of entertain. A bit of a heavier lean. Safe happy to just hold that deep line with the AWP towards apartments. Definitely does appear like it is going to be that early A pop though. But again, we know how much Navi likes to run down the clock on the odd occasion.
Alexi getting that window smoke out. MIBR very much expecting an early A-pop. Okay, Lukowski, good chunk of change out of that HG. And smokes off the molly as well. No progression from Navi just yet, but it's going to be Insani to stand and deliver. The stopping power on this man is insane at the best of times. And now we got a 3v5, make it a 3v4, 2 even. Exit, entering back with the Famous. And just like that, it's Bit and Imma against the world.
Lukowski really tried to make something happen in Palace there, but at least he just kept Bit entertained for long enough. Imma's found Insani. Maybe a little bit of sweat on here now as Breno gets tucked back into jungle. Imma will find him. Now has the information. Top of the side. Imma! Oh, no! Safe. Oh, living up to his namesake, holding the team's hands and skipping their way through into the round. That was a great crack there from Imma, but unfortunately it will not happen, and that's a couple of times now where MIBR have certainly had to sweat a little bit, but they do hold on.
Lovely couple of shots there, but safe saving the day. Come on, Carallo. Get it done. MIBR doubling up those rounds. 2-4 now. And if Navi wins this
tackies.
one, they'll go down to the mixed buy.
Certainly something to ponder. That money has been pressured nonetheless. So Navi with a real opportunity to take this one forward if they are successful into this next round, but been a pretty slow Mirage start so far between these two teams. But again, we know that Navi does like to brawl, so a good opportunity for them here. Alexi, Imma both had a couple of real good cracks at a maybe miracle round, but now it's just going to be back to the defaults, out towards mid, a little bit of a posture towards B early on. But look at this, Imma already up short, Mac. They're not going to be ready for this one at all. It's only Breno, only with an MP9, 0 kills on the trot. Bit has taken it. Now Lukowski getting in towards position, and I think it's just an immediate save call. You guys just have to listen to us talk even more.
Breno been enjoying a bit too much GoldenEye, I'd say.
Yeah. Oh, man, that sucks. I mean, look, it's a tough prospect there to deal with such an early rundown. Straight up mid from Imma. No chance to react there, MIBR, at all.
Look, to be fair,
with the money situation,
it's just a good read, bro. Navi, they've came to the A site multiple times and MIBR were flooding. They were so heavy there. They're like, hey, Breno's having a bit of a rough time over there. 0 and 6. He's that B player, isn't he? Oh,
that's like when I used to play FPLC, right? They just say, Conky's playing B, go there.
We'll just run at him. And it's the perfect strategy.
It is.
So, great adaptation. Good insight on Overwatch man number 1, Blade. Watching from behind the troops.
He is truly a supervisor, isn't he? That face.
He's a soldier, man. Look at him.
Yeah. A warrior, a veteran.
Stern.
King all above. But yeah, 3 rounds the difference now. Navi, with a incredibly clean approach, have managed to get something back together and yeah, completely changing it up. Already looking to send 2 back towards the side of B. And Imma gonna do it again. Oh, he actually catches Lukowski. Back, it's happening again.
It's beautiful. Just huge read. CT's not ready for the change of pace, or even the same damn thing.
Oh, goodness.
Alexi ready for the fast flank, and Insani not allowed to play the game. No one is. MIBR relying fully on safe to try and skewer someone here. And they also know that Exit's still chilling over towards that A side. Hang on. Bomb's planted default. Everyone's gone short.
Yeah.
Is there to try and hold down the fort, but
there is
kits. There is a fantasy world where safe walks into market. but it's a narrative that we didn't read. I didn't learn to read as a child, so we're not going to get to that fantasy that we were all hoping for.
Who needs that? We just get told tun 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 sahur, bombardier, crocodile, whatever, right? You know, we don't need our brains anymore. But all I can say is I did kind of call it early, saying that NAVI could just swing out, you know, drop a 13-4, and then it's like, okay, you know, we're back. Usual sort of form from NAVI. Maybe there's a chance they win this one 2-1. But if it was going to be close in any way, and MIBR were going to put on the sweat, it was like, geez, okay, you know, maybe it's going to be a 2-1 MIBR. I never sort of saw a world where they were going to pull away Mirage, and this is exactly why.
That's 2 great calls back-to-back for NAVI. See if they can make it 3. MIBR down to the pistols. Economy all over the place, but they will be looking to buy into the 10th. NAVI swiftly getting ahead of the game. I like that from MIBR, though. They did go double aggression into A-ramp. Didn't see a thing. JL has heard it, playing a little more passive. Spots that flash decal on the ground, and now we'll... okay. Start to go on a solo mission out towards the A site, and he might be incredibly successful. Con setup for MIBR.
Finding space, giving a little bit of a warning. Will he see the gun barrel? He absolutely will. Lukowski not able to do anything about it either. Now trapped inside the connector. It's going to be awkward. They just march up. Exit finds one, but oh man, Brennison. Yeah, look, having to just kind of deal with this one right now. Just feel it. This is incredibly lackluster from MIBR right now, as you sort of said, Mac, right? Like, the history, when we looked at the stats, you know, MIBR still had like a 77% win rate on this map over 7 or 8 games, but it's the quality, like the level of Counter-Strike that you're playing, whereas NAVI, you know, it's up against constant tier 1 teams in that regard, and 80% is just a crazy statistic. So it is a big diff that we're feeling right now, and I'm a bit disappointed, to be quite honest. MIBR were looking really hot on Anubis.
Yeah. Well, a bit of a turnaround. And our mate Nate is here at the moment. You know him?
Yes?
What was his first name again?
I just sort of said yes, just as an automatic reaction.
Oh, it was Owen. That's right. Owen Nate, right?
Oh, yes. Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep. But look, a fact. So Breno, 0 kills, but the second most damage on the team right now that we've just got from our observer. That's a fun fact. Actually kind of crazy of a stat, right? Lukowski also not having the best of games. Exit the only one that's going even right now. Safe finding the opening. And now Insani getting one back. Okay, maybe there's a world here, but they are slotted in towards the site. Ima gets a quick pick onto Insani Max, so the advantage is starting to slim up just a little bit. Rotating all the way through CT. It is planted over towards that short side. JL finding another. Ima slotting in. Breno will be ready for him. On the board, baby. Let's go, Breno. Now we move into the 3-on-2. JL looking to dive into jungle. Will be able to find Breno. Another. It's wonderful to try and clutch, but he will be denied. Lukowski to find it. 3 alive, 3 on the board. MIBR, a chance, a moment.
You'll take that. Really changing the emotions in the camp, but it's another round. They can give them just that little edge of confidence. Breno in particular, you know, you get that kill on the board, you know what you're capable of. You've still already had some great games. And Anubis was going pretty well. Yeah, just shake it off, you know? Heard that's a good
All you can do. All you can do.
Very important one for MIBR to put on the board. Also, just to keep putting pressure on the Na'Vi economy to try and make the next round a little bit harder for them, but I think they're right as rain considering there's only one more after here. Safe, taking a chunk of damage down to 28 here. Na'Vi regrouping. They're still trying to figure out where they want to take the package. It's solo, untradeable, and the 2-man setup towards a main is successful again.
Yeah, pretty massive opening there. Wonderful is just going to be left to hold the line. Exit is the healthier member repositioning up towards A main. does look like Navi are still pretty keen to make this happen. Smoke back towards window. Try to lull them in a little bit. Lukowski holding from short. The rotation does go back around from Insani too.
Is that intentional?
No, maybe.
I think it is.
I like that.
I'm going to say the brain is huge to try and draw them over towards mid.
Smoke does buy some additional time. 40 seconds left. I don't know if they just want to try pop out this, but they might be in for a rude awakening. Or exit could be the exact same merit.
It has given them extra time for Alexi to dart back and grab the extra smoke left in T-spawn. But again, a re-smoke on that at 25 seconds. There's going to be... They have to go through. That nade going to get a chunk of damage onto Imma as well. Utility winning the round potentially for MIBR. Saved, chopping him in half here. The AWP doing wonders from default, and him and
there he is
up to dominate in the 11th.
Where has this MIBR been? We've been looking, they've been lacking. And now they do start to activate in towards the later part of this opening half here. I still don't know if it's going to be enough to drag it back, but at least some level of resurgence. Breno's on the board, Safe's hitting some shots. Oh man, Navi have slowed up a hell of a lot, right? You know, you've got Alexi B sitting 12 and 5. Rest of the team's not too far behind, but needing to be an effort by committee here. They've definitely lost their pace that they held early. Now they're going to be looking to get that boost very quickly in towards apartments. Lukowski to join. They might get a bit of information here early, Mac, as they've dropped into tunnels.
Breno very deep towards the kitchen. And again, MIBR keeps doing this. It does allow them to stack the A site, but if Navi decide to walk into Breno, who is having to find some confidence, but reveals his hand. Great timing on the flash. JL, he needs to win this one, but he's copped so much damage through the corner. Breno gets out, scathed, but alive.
Yeah, definitely made a meal of it, didn't he? But exits there to pick up on the other side of the map. Mac, Navi have lost their marbles right now. It's all falling apart. Crashing down against them. Maybe MIBR heard us talking a little bit of smack. We just wanted action, Mac. That's all we need in the server right now. And now trapped inside connector. That smoke will give them some respite, but Imma tries to walk out. If he can get a pick, that could be huge right now. Safe diving up, and he gets another great pick onto Imma. Now they walk up short together. Brennison, he could be out of the count, and he is. Insani, will he be overlooked? That could be a massive play, but he just has to buy his time waiting for the audio. Surely they're going to clear it. They do. Oh no, Insani! It's not meant to be like this. Now site secured by Navi.
The bag has hit the ground and the apples are rolling everywhere. Alexi, though, similar situation, safe. Great reaction to make this happen, but 7 points of health. A great start to Wonderful. 2 more to find, 20 in the clip. And the man is jiggling, but the range is better for Lukowski. A little bit further away from the corner, and 5 will be secured. MIBR, they steady the ship, they pale out the water, and they may still be looking on the horizon for a 2-0 hit. before we get back into the game, I just want to say, how good have the beats been this year so far?
Oh, yeah.
All the IEM products, the Pro League products, all the ESL, the tunes during the break, they get me moving, they get me driving. Man, they're so good. And they get me pumped to hang around and watch some more Counter-Strike, which we are doing right now, round 13. On the menu, second half of Mirage. Can MIBR close it out 2-0? A T-pistol in the back pocket would be a great place to start.
I did say in the halftime break, Mac, it's always dangerous when these ESL guys let me have fun on broadcast, and fun I am certainly having right now. So it's a big opportunity here for MIBR to absolutely trounce a Titan in NAVI if they are successful. It looks like it is going to be a bit of a fake approach, right? They've still got that bomb. It is a bit of a delayed attack. And now as we do see Insani try to walk his way out, Bit actually dives in. Are they going to win the duel though? It's awkward. He does continue to go hunting. I don't even know what to think right now. Bomb's going top mid. Lukowski's found Wonderful and now trying to find another under balcony. Doesn't quite connect. One in window. Bit's trapped on site. This is all over the shop right now. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit weird, but it's going in favor of Na'Vi. I can tell that from the kill feed, and I can tell that from the map too, but the bomb down at the top of Con makes things really awkward. 50 seconds, and Lukowski, it's going to be difficult to hit a shot jumping up the cat like that, but he misses the jump, and he misses the opportunity to maybe make a miracle happen. And it might take a miracle now for MIBR to get back in the game. No plant means things even more difficult going into the next couple of rounds.
I don't even know what the call was there, potentially. Maybe just the fake through unders and shift up Con, but whatever happened, it seemed to get lost in translation a little bit. So MIBR unsuccessful. They're going to have to take the full knee. No plant, of course.
Yeah. A couple of smokes coming through. Towards ramp to block. Bit happy to play solo for the moment. Fast rotations from the mid members for Na'Vi. And on the MIBR side of things, just a lurk from Insani in Pal. And MIBR expecting to potentially pump that B site early. But they're just going to be jumping around. Having a quick look towards A main. And just getting any bit of info on Na'Vi before formulating the plan.
Still not convinced on where they want to take it. Just waiting to see if anyone will be pulled away even further. Just leaving Bit solo dolo under Balk. Looks like there will be some rotations around from Wonderful. But again, it probably is just a thing of where MIBR use this round to just converse a little bit more intimately about how they want to approach the rest of this one. As I said, it would be quite a statement to get a victory here on this map. But Na'Vi are looking clean with it. Able to open up nicely. It's going to be a very, very tough T side of Mirage. So they just start to march out ramp. I mean, look, they force one off. Bit's being left high and dry, though. He does get taken down in the end by Safe, but Immer's there to clean up. And it should be A-OK here for the side of Na'Vi. Bada bing, bada boom.
Lovely way to close it. Wonderful jump across the top. I was going to say, Bit's trigger discipline. Look, it still won him the round in the end because he was able to relay the information, but getting stuck on the ladder makes things a little bit awkward. But still did his job more than well enough. Yeah, here. That was when it got awkward. Hoping that Immer was able to save him, who he couldn't, but he traded him for more than enough. And that is going to be 4 more rounds needed to take us all the way to map number Trace of Inferno.
Trace Stunner Saranthus. We love him dearly. Now, a quicker approach towards the side of A here for MIBR. They've already set up their smoke line. Does get a smoke back main though. Insani starting to try clear. There is members sitting on the site, so it depends on how quickly they do look. Imma rotating over quickly, so they are going to be ready for this with 3 in the middle of the site. It's going to be tough to overwhelm Mac, especially out through that smoke Bit. Already opening up with 1. Wonderful denying as well, and this is the massacre that you were expecting from Na'Vi, right? Imma another onto Breno. He's taken. Not a single member has got anywhere, and unfortunately for MIBR, that means that they've just got more time to think, more time to simmer. And if they simmer too long, it can end up overcooked.
And this guy used to be a cook, so he knows. Although you wouldn't really overcook things, would you? Not on purpose?
Not on purpose.
Okay.
I got a steak pretty down pat these days.
Nice, mate. Nice.
The only thing I bugger up is like chicken breast. That's
In what way?
just overcooking
Wait, were
it.
you
Like,
the
not
one that
burning it.
assassinated Dinko in India?
No. Whoa, slow
okay.
down. All right, slow down.
Just checking.
No. You didn't listen to me at Hot Pot and ended up home spicy, all right? That's all that needs to be said.
The only thing I know about Hot Pot is it made Liaz play the best game of his life in Chengdu Life.
It did. Oh, yeah. Man, there has been too many of these rounds, hey, for MIBR to really kind of be over convincing. We had a fair few saves on that CT side early, and a T side saves, obviously, again, a really hard one to stomach. So 10 for NAVI, double digits secured, only 3 away from taking us to Inferno, which we haven't seen on the latter half of the B stream yet, Mac Daddy-O. So it'll be nice to work out what these guys are cooking. But that was just a clean shutout from NAVI, and now another tack to come on through as well, just making sure that everything is out in the air for these sides.
Into the double digits they go. And that A stream has caught up as well. Falcons up 9 and 4 on map 2, looking like they are very much ahead and trying to edge towards a 2-zip W. Winner of that, of course, I believe, off the top of my head, they're on the same side of the bracket as us right now, right?
Yeah.
So winner of the Falcons Saw game plays winner of this game, which still could be MIBR, could be NAVI with a reverse sweep. Time will tell. And then that lower bracket game could be spicy as well, depending on who goes down there.
Absolutely. As I said, it's a pretty good contest, right? You know, there's a bunch of teams that are trying to kind of establish their top of the pack. A couple of teams that are trying to find a resurgence to form, and a couple of teams that are trying to prove themselves. As it sort of said, you know, with like a team like FlyQuest, they may have actually missed the invite if it was sent out a little bit later, given their lack of performance lately. So lots of these teams really just trying to prove their best, but it's a nice opening there from Safe, able to get the boost on the Imma early on. Lukowski surely has been heard now, as he does somehow manage to get one onto JL, but Wonderful gets it back. Still a 3-on-3 somehow.
Oh, good looking round, but that's some decent info. Bit is very hungry for a frag, and Safe almost caught. Dragging that utility across the ground. Nice crossfire established towards the top of Con. And in the meanwhile, Alexi B is making a move. Aggressive through apps and putting his sights on unders, but Lukowski with a smoke and with a rifle in hand is looking the right direction. Angle
So
better for
ready.
Alexi. And just like that, there is so much info for NAVI to play with. They can go full retake B if needed. But we're going to see MIBR double back through apps with 40 on the clock.
A couple of those plays that Navi's been making throughout this map have been, you know, throwing a spanner in the works from MIBR. They just look confused, seem to be a little bit hesitant to kind of take some space, and when they do, they've been punished. So at least now they might be able to find some respite on the site of B. Alexi, though, already having a little bit of a walkover. He is playing a heater of a Mirage as well, 15-6 right now. Bit is going to be holding the line, sees that utility come out. It should be a little bit too easy here. Alexi drops Safe, exit taken by Bit. And that is going to be NAVI taking 11 right now. Mac, it is living up to my expectation, and I think we've got Inferno not too far away.
Alexi. I don't know what he had between map 1 and map 2, but I'll have what he's having. Send it my way. Because his style of Counter-Strike has gotten so much cleaner. Leading by example and top fragging for NAVI, getting a whole bunch of impact done. And if they can get this done, look, 13-5, I'm sure the confidence is going to swing back in their direction. Moving, wonderful, snatching one away through the smoke, but it's faster towards B unless the mollies just completely collapse upon him here in apps.
Man, absolutely. And you can just see the players that were having such impact on Anubis, right? You know, Insani, 6-14, Lukowski, 5-13. They're just not able to activate. They've been shut down time and time again by NAVI. Again, it's just that stranglehold really kind of making them sweat. The room is dark, rather, and they're starting to panic a little bit in claustrophobic fashion. But nonetheless, that is the NAVI method. They know how to completely shut out some of these teams, and despite looking a little bit shaky on Anubis, again, it should... Oh, no, how did it not go their way? I mean, look, Imma's there to trade, and Imma gets 3. Don't know how, but it looked pretty good. We'll have to see that on the replay.
Yeah, Colour Me lost. I don't know what happened, but Imma did God's work. JL, Mr. Sitter, picked the perfect timing to pick bottom mid.
Oh my God, Bit.
But speaking of timing, Bit
Race car.
going one way through the smoke, back the other. And the needle threads his direction. But that is going to be 12 now in the bag. And a whole bunch of map points for Navi.
Okay, it was a nice spray transfer. I see it. All right. That's why he was smiling so big and bright.
He just does that anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Imma, happy gentleman.
And he should be 18 and 8, right? Topping the server. Followed by his captain in Alexi B. This is the final chance, MIBR. They sit back. They've kind of let it come to them for the last little bit, and, you know, that's not exactly been the best way to approach, right? They had such a good resurgence in the latter part of that opening half, but now it's just all sort of fallen apart.
Big chit-chat time. Mid-round call from Exit saying, boys, we're going back to 8. Pack your bags. It's root tootin' shooting time. And I don't hate the call. Navi have gone triple towards Con. So the A site certainly open for the taking. There's plenty of util for the full exec. Couple of mollies, good bangers if they want to try to send it into CT. Let's see how this one plays out.
It's a last-ditch effort here from MIBR to try and hold on to dear life, and Navi have happily let them in. But actually, that's a complete lie. Bit's taken down exit on the way through. Insani, at the very least, has found Wonderful. It's been a little bit of a blind trade for now. Blind date on the site of A. Up high, Insani. Oh, no, he can't get anything. He tags up Alexi B very, very low, but Imma's there to defend and find another as well to Texter. Last man at stairs, last man in A main. Safe and Lukowski need to try do something for their team to try and close this one. Safe with 2, but now it's all onto Lukowski to try and find 2 of his own on the middle of the site. Gets 1, denies it, but Bit is going to be able to close, and I'm pretty sure he's got just enough time for that defuse. So happy days, big plays, and Navi continue to show why they are one of the best teams in the world on Mirage.
Mate, they get it done. Show them the ways of the Mirage gamers, and Alexi B. Absolutely bitchin' performance. What year is it? Is it the 90s? That word's still relevant, right? And Navi still relevant as well in this... Like that one on the wall.
Banana. See how it's Nana?
No, I said there was the bar. You didn't get that?
Okay.
Anyway, Anyway, Counter-Strike time, Mitch. Let's jump into it. And we were wrong. Navi went for the T-side start. Let's see how they go.
I like that. That's actually all up in your face kind of approach. And they're playing a very passive round here, aren't they? MIBR sitting back, one in dark, one at the coffins, having a little bit of a look over. And where are they going to go with this? It definitely looks like it is going to be that B site angle, just leaving Imma to have a sniff in towards apartment. Safe is sitting there to kind of prod himself over. There's no kit in play that I can see for MIBR either, so pretty confident on their position. Alexi and Wonderful do have the utility, so it does appear that we should have a take this way. Unless they shift the call.
Depends on what Imma finds over towards Boiler. We are going to see the gravitation back in this direction. Smoke's going to be drawn out from the B-site members, but so are heads. JL getting smacked straight through the smoke bank. And now we got a 4-man short bust. Apps control is going to be there for Safe, and Breno drawing attention away, but the Julies got to do God's work here, and they're not hitting like they should.
Yeah, really needed to find something there, didn't he? Safe to try and pull some rotations over for the team. As we mentioned, there is no kit, so time is going to get ticking quickly. Motorway is smoked, so it's going to be a little bit awkward. Wonderful trying to get in on that flank, on that wrap. Safe is going to have to be ready for it. Does rip the head off. And a second. Oh, that's brilliant from Safe. Looking good with 3. Will it be a 4th? No, Insani will take, but that is clean as you like from Safe. He is keeping his team up to his name, taking him in, putting his arms around him and saying, boys, I got this.
Spoke too soon. Thought the Julies weren't doing their job, but goddamn, they got there eventually. And that is going to be MIBR successfully on the retake. Navi, though, with the plant, you got to be looking at the next round. You got to be thinking, okay, that didn't go super right. But if we got Safe hitting shots like that, joining the crew, and looking to bring the firepower, then Brazil might be standing tall.
Could be.
I'm sure they're going to be comfortable on the CT side to start, especially with that pistol in the back pocket. But look at the buy. Navi, bunch of Mac 10s, Galil in the mix, Tech 9 as well as a good amount of utility. This is a perfect buy on a map like Inferno.
Really is. Jail's not going to get too much sweat either. Able to get that smoke down quickly. Here's a piece of utility expended, though, that they would have rather liked. But they are just playing it passive, setting that default, seeing if anyone does come their way for now. Smoke top mid will be fading in just a quick second. 3 lean 4, MIBR towards 8. If they convert this round, man, you know, we can all of a sudden maybe restart the conversation about what we can expect here. But as you sort of said, neither of these teams have been having kind of cracker infernos as of late. So it could really bring the chaos out in full. We've witnessed some intense stuff today, and I don't think it'll be any change.
Flash up long, round the world initiated, but the bomb's still chilling over towards mid now, but with this space that they have found, instant rotation back towards Banana. An exit with the information is relaying that to Insani, top of first oranges. Is a great place to deal with this CT push, but he has to worry about what's happening on the other fruity fella, which is Banana.
Oh, God. Wrapping out a library as well now, which is going to make it really awkward and uncomfortable. Emma and Alexi are going to find Lakowski safe. Oh, that's just complete decimation. What do you even do? You're exactly right, Mac. The Mac 10 is perfect for a map like Inferno, and they play around the world very, very nicely. Maybe they've watched Around the Twist before, but 1 alive, 5 still up for Navi, and a complete return to form into this second round.
I just know I've never felt like this.
Strange things happen.
Yep. I feel like that's something we need to get going if Twist makes the stage. It would just make sense, wouldn't it?
Have you ever
felt
like this?
When strange things happen.
When you're going
Around the twist.
up against twists?
Nice.
Sorry, guys.
I wasn't expecting that last bit.
Apologise.
That's okay. Don't apologize for being you, Mac. You're here for a reason, baby.
More of a baritone myself, usually.
Sound like Barry. Speaking like that.
Need to hydrate the chords. Now, okay. Is that Zarks or is that JNZ? Hey, who's doing that? It was one of them. I got one of them right. Let's go. Don't you shake your head at me. Don't you shake your camera at me.
They love us.
MIBR on the force back, though, could get interesting. Anyone in chat that isn't Australian is just so confused right now.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. Hey, I gotta know my place. Us Australians are upside down. A little bit awkward here. Breno might have found a great bit of timing here onto Emma. Didn't hear him at all. No, and that looks like it got a little bit scrappy over towards the side of B as Insani's been taken as well. And the awkward thing here is, Mac, is Exit's got nothing really to kind of bring back, so I think we might just have to deal with a very slow round. I mean, they're giving it a think by pushing down second mid early, but it may very well just be worth taking what they've got in towards the next round. Got the M4 in the hands of Breno, but yeah, this is not a good prospect. This is the problem, guys. If you don't want us to talk about non-Counter-Strike things and relate on how Australian we are. We just need good rounds, man. But Inferno, unfortunately, doesn't always promote the toppiest of Counter-Strike.
Get your butt on the couch. Get back to source. Yeah, you guys want the good sauce. That's what the B stream's for. Dog's eye. Dead horse. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. Of course. Fridge or pantry?
Depends. Here,
Depends on the sauce.
pantry. Malta,
Yeah.
too hot. Probably fridge.
Okay. Is it the humidity that does it?
It's...
Or is Malta a more dry heat?
Oh no, it is. It is wet. It is moist, mate. Don't. It's terrible. The sauce deserves better. Well, NAVI. Just looking for some early apps control. And MIBR with the 4-weapon save from the previous. Happy just to go for this low buy again. Focus on the future. Didn't go in one way, but the AK pumping out a bit more power. Safe hits the ground, and Breno with the M4 is hoping someone walks into his crosshair, but he's not fishing too heavily. No sharks on the line.
Oh, man, Lukowski just dunked on the head right there. Rotating around, exit. Soul member trying to hold down this side of B. And at the very least, you know, MIBR into the next one, they will have a full buy to try and fight on round 5 because they are going for this gamble. It could potentially pay off. Bomb still yet to decide on where it wants to go. So they've made a pretty good call here. And it looks like they actually are starting to pull away here. Dropping the smoke into CT. They've called the bluff. 40 seconds. We should expect a side. Oh, maybe not. No, maybe the calls come through from JL now. Yep, they pulled it. And yeah, that really should be another one where we just have to wait. Sit on our thoughts. Sit on our hands. I do really want this map to be replaced by something. Just for a little bit. That's a hard thing for me to say, right? As a FlyQuest fan, we've seen the boys take some pretty big scalps on Inferno, but it's rounds like this that make me just think it's not bloody worth it.
Oh, God. I just realised, if we have FlyQuest on the B stream tomorrow, I'm going to have to...
We do.
I'm going to have to deal with you.
I know.
Oh.
Don't worry, at least I'm not allowed to
Chat.
tweet during those games, all right?
Chat. Get ready. All right.
No, but look,
It's gonna be a
I'm in a
whole
professional setting. I can't be
It's
biased.
the B stream, and B stands for bias, doesn't it?
True, true. No, you're right.
I fucking do that.
Bring on Elfish Guy. Make him do all 4 best of 3s.
Oh. Did he get the pick? Find out after the player cams. I heard a dink. And JL with the confirmation bias there.
They're looking good, Navi, is all I'll kind of use this time to say.
Structured.
Yeah, just there's no real way for MIBR to break in. You know, they're not willing to take any risks just yet from what we can see. As I said, I'll give it a little bit of time. I just wanted to see what this 5th round would look like now that they've got guns up again. But, you know, still no AWP up. They've been kind of really balancing off a pretty rubbish economy. And Navi are just giving him no opportunities.
Early pressure goes incredibly well for MIBR. 2 picks towards Banana. Full control. But can they hold on? Safe, only able to answer with 1. And NAVI instantly finding themselves an advantage and almost bringing this the whole way back. Info found from Lukowski, but you want to keep the numbers strong. Insani was thinking about it.
What a turn of events. Quick shift on its head, but again, with the spacing, they've got to be so careful. They actually do walk in towards apartments here. Emma, oh, the timing could have almost favored him there, but maybe that gives a bit of a scent away as to where they'll be going on towards this site. Alexi dropping into position now, gets the speedway smoke down. He's going to give it a little bit of time, not wanting to walk through, just going to wait. How risky does he try to play this? I actually like this from Alexi, getting all up in their grill. He's going to try and walk through, but will the timing fare him? Oh, the opportunity, it's gone through, but he's not going to be ready for Insani, who will be able to find the round back, Mac, but they get one with only a singular player alive. Almost didn't see the bomb there inside the corpse of Alexi. No, that wasn't Alexi, but who cares? Still good stuff. MIBR back on the board.
Corpse of someone. Solid start there. Beautiful break on the smoke to allow Insani to pump just like that. With the B aggression. Not only open the round, but close it too. And find an impeccable amount of impact. Going into the sixth though, NAVI again taking one of these timeouts. We rattled off before just how successful they usually are when Blade gets in their ears. We'll see if they're going to be able to convert a fourth off the back of this one. Money's still looking pretty strong for them. On the other side of things, MIBR, you cannot say the same. So this round, very important for NAVI as well as MIBR to try and get the edge over their opponents.
Really need to get the ball rolling now. As I sort of said, off the back of that pause, you know, tradition has shown that NAVI converts. Will they be able to do it? It was a big change of the pace up from MIBR into that previous, and now we're seeing exactly that. More risks, more potential reward. Lukowski straight down mid, does have safe in tow. Watching towards that position, drops Alexi B. Much better from MIBR. You love to see that opening now. Insani has to try find something in and amongst the chaos. He's flashed off the line, and they're capitalizing on this. But Lukowski, he's walked his way all the way down towards Banana right now. Mac JL's found exit. Maybe the timing could fare for him, but he biz. Oh no! Oh no! I thought he was going to be able to drop the bomb there, but it's all gone haywire. Oh, jeez. MIBR, look, at least they're taking risks. They're getting chances. They're giving themselves an opportunity, but yeah, it's gone pear-shaped there, mate.
Rough situation to be in, but there it is. Blade Tactical into a converted round. You bloody love to see it.
So even when MIBR throw out something a little bit unorthodox, NAVI are ready for it. As again, this is their experience, their tenure. Good shot there from Safe to make an effort to save this AWP. Wonderful still got a scent. He's tracking.
Does he go for the full commit? He might. He may have. Time will tell.
Still a good opening there. JL kind of getting all the work done completely solo. That's the thing, again, that you see plague a lot of these teams that are trying to kind of push up against that top level. It's when you're not set up to trade on that CT side. You know, you're going a little bit dry. I feel like the opening pick was a little unfortunate there. Insani did get flashed off during the flash of MIBR's own. But then, you know, Exit's just sitting kind of on an island, unable to do anything himself. You've got 3 players on 1 frag. Insani and Safe are doing something. Safe got the hero up, obviously, which was saved from that previous round. Brennison maybe with something to work with, but they've completely pulled off B altogether. What are they going to do with this changed up approach there? Just trying different things, but Breno and Lukowski just get their heads ripped off. That's one of the rifles gone. And, I mean, look, Safe will find one back. They are locked in here towards this side of A to try and make this hit happen now. Exit does drop one. Okay, maybe a world where we get this back. A second. That's going to be the bomb drop now, Max. Still a 2 versus 2. Exit tagged up through the smoke, though. And Alexi and JL to close. Oh, man, I am hurting for MIBR right now. Yeah, they are trying it all, but it's just not converting.
HE hitting so heavy up against the unarmored opponents, too. But they get the job done. And look, MIBR, they tried to make the right call. They went for the right gamble as well. Super early rotations, but just couldn't quite get it on the board. It was a low buy. And they are doing damage again to Navi's economy. So long game, they can still turn this around. Oh, mate, watch out there, those monitors, all right? We still need those, you know? We've
still got to use them.
Yeah.
Very soft. The gentle love tap from Wonderful. Got to be frustrated in those kind of moments there, Ima. So giving himself up a little bit. Stepping into the molly, but man, JL just continuing to hunt. He's like the shark in the water. Really just looking for round after round. Insani and Exit playing off Banana again. It's only been that one round, hasn't it, where they just took the opportunity to go down mid. Didn't quite work out. Oh, an opportunity maybe here. They're trying, but it just seems like NAVI have always got an answer for it, Mac. Now Exit left alone. They are going to try rotate around Lukowski. The smoke will give them time. They can breathe for a second.
Utility's so thin here, though. With the re-exec, NAVI don't even have to commit with the double pump. They've still got 2 lurkers over towards A. Imma and Bit hunting for save. Trade game should happen. There it is. And that might just be the A commitment. Bit with full pit control. And no brackets dirty, as well as a few other things. 25 on the clock, and MIBR, we know they have gone for the full gravitation towards B. It should be another round here for NAVI. 3 rifles need to be carried across to the next for MIBR to have a shot at another round. But it's just not looking good.
Nah, just... Obviously, these rounds are taking their time. They're nice and slow. Very robotic, I guess you would say, from NAVI. The calls have been clear. They have been setting themselves up for trades time and time again. There's no kind of mess once they do find an opening pick or two. They're trading well, as I said. And yeah, they're just looking so much more advanced than MIBR right now. There's just no real opportunity. I was hoping that this game would be much, much closer. But even though it's, you know, only 4 rounds of difference, I feel like it's been a whole half.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's go.
It's been a whole thing.
It's been a good day of Counter-Strike so far. Mac A stream's wrapped up. We've had a nice opening there from Falcons taking down Saw. Was close enough, I would say. I'm not, you know, upset by it at all. Obviously, Saw was one of those teams that was a later invite after some teams have stepped away. But 13-8, 13-9 on Nuke and Dust 2. And then, yeah, we were talking about FlyQuest briefly earlier from that A stream. Decimation from Vitality. Kind of expected. 13-2 on Anubis. And then Nuke was a little bit closer. I think it was 13-8 in the end. Don't have it in front of me right now. But a couple of quick 2-0s in the evening after old Sponge and Machine did have a bit of a heater with a couple of attack pauses earlier on. That opening series always dangerous, especially Complexity and Mongols was always going to be a good game. And it was. A little scrappy at times, sure.
Keen to see both their pathways, especially towards playoffs. Oh, Breno was quite low. Interesting maneuver running back into the molly. Let's just give him benefit of the doubt that maybe there was a spread. And now he's dead. 4v4, Alexi looking to go for the full wrap on A site, straight up long. They're trying to punish anyone from going too far out of library. Imma, another. And Alexi just doing great work to control the site and allow that bomb to be planted at default.
Oh, man. I just love that, like, whilst we're talking about that wonderful, literally held W all the way up mid with the AWP, because he knows there's been limited offense, as I said, outside of that one round. We saw, I think it was Lukowski alongside Safe push straight down mid and get a early pick. But now they're just going to get destroyed for it. You know, they're trying to save. They're trying to find something here. Insani gets taken down by JL. The Molotov now starting to spread. It's all left on to Exit to just try to hold on. But they've had enough, NAVI, and I don't blame them. They're going fishing. They want to get the night done. They want to go to bed. Probably got some demos to review. But they're smiling, and that's all that matters, right? You know, we know that this team has had some volatile moments when it comes to communications and vibe check.
To be fair, look, if I hit that shot as well like Bit, I'd be throwing a smile to the boys too.
Oh, absolutely. That's what we want to see.
Oh.
I'm in long. I'm rush.
Max up. Well, Wonderful needs to just get his mental in order. They're winning. Yeah. They're winning good right now. They're winning excellent. But he's in his own head. You can see things aren't going right for him. And look, early damage onto Insani. Bit of a scuff there with JL, who's gone to the graveyard. And now with the 4v5, let's see if Navi can maybe stack an 8th on. Banana Control will be in their grasp. And Alexi just deciding where he wants to take the package. Bit on the lurk at second. Looking like it is just going to be an all-in on the B site. 4v2 over here if they commit.
It's a pretty big player to be taking down in JL as well, because he has been the one opening up the B site. So Exit does get forced off the line, and it's a little bit awkward now. Imma instead takes down Exit. Insani so low. He's surely going to get taken down from the fountain. He will. And even diving in towards CT as well. Lukowski getting peppered low. And guess what, guys? It's another save. I hope you all can buy a house soon enough. Maybe not in Australia. It's pretty expensive, but if you guys are saving this much, you're not going out buying beers with your money, so...
Look, mate, it's one of those maps. It's Inferno. But at least Navi aren't drawing that clock down. They're going early to mid-round. They're getting in there. They're not making this take too long. It is just... It's the swiftest Inferno ending that we've seen, and the game's still going. Look, 2 more rounds at least here for the first half. A chance for it to be 10-2 at the half. And I believe that would probably be too much for MIBR to come back from.
I think so. It already feels a little bit too far gone, right? And as I said, I've been, huffing that hopium for MIBR. It was such an awesome opening map for them on Anubis.
Nice.
But Navi, just too good of a team. And for them, after a, really challenging IEM Sydney 2023, not having Simple join them, you want to see a stage attendance from a very prestigious organization. Sure, you're going to see the likes of FaZe and whatnot also trying to repeat the same.
It might sound like we're being ruthless, but are you watching the game? MIBR, you've got Breno and Lukowski on 1 and 4, 1 and 5 because they've been forced to save Exit on 3 and 6. They're not allowed to play the game so far, and it was the same thing as what we just witnessed over on Mirage as well. They're trying.
Oh my.
They're not going down without a fight. They are, well, they kind of are, but they are trying to fight, and that's the difference, right? So, Navi, already a bit of a mop-up. Lukowski needs to go huge to even have an opportunity to be in the conversation, and he gets nothing done. It's rough. I love MIBR as a team, but right now, they are just getting blasted.
And look at JL. He's literally just stuck the W key, running straight up towards Banana. The team's not quite there yet. And they know, I think that's the main thing. MIBR are actually almost even tempted to kind of go for this, noting that Navi may actually pull away from the site in totality because they're just hunting. They're looking for frags. They've made a nice call, though. I like that they've left Bit here. They've left Imma to hold on the back of the site. But how easily Imma was able to find those opening kills, right? You saw the investment into apartments from MIBR. They gave it a crack. And unfortunately, it just didn't quite go their way. So this is where the chokehold starts to happen. I talk about the lights going out, it getting dark in the theater. You start to get a little bit scared about what's going to come to you. But they do pull in. Safe narrowly missing the collateral. And I don't know if anyone's saved in this round. But irrespective, it was a quick approach from Navi again. And they just continue to be a dominant force.
Imma and Bit been doing a lot of work for Navi for what feels like an age now. And even though it was a little rough on Anubis, if we forget about that, this is a very one-sided series.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Both these teams are heavily utilizing the tacticals. I feel like in all three before this, we just weren't getting this kind of timeout usage. Final round of the half, and a chance for MIBR to slot on a third. Full bite. Brought in. What have we got from Navi? Carmolly, nade to follow. Put an insend to try and buy some time. JL across the top, unable to connect. No free haircuts this time, Mitch.
Nope, none at all. Mine's gone up to like $75 now for hair and beard. It's just getting insane. But just another creep in towards apartments. NAVI been able to find that spacing once more. Again, you know, MIBR just deer in the headlights, caught, frozen. Love that, a little bit of extra purchasing, some frivolous behavior. Don't blame them.
Smoke on the molly. JL trying to draw more attention towards this B site, but MIBR committing to the 2-3 split. Oh, and the spray back exit knows it's JL, knows he loves a lurk, but will they cheat safe across? The two-man pit setup needs to work wonderfully. Breno, he'll be able to reveal his hand, and at range gets another done. Imma 1v2 now, already fighting 2 out, and 30 on the clock gives him time to go wherever he pleases.
Should be able to just completely butts it over towards B, right? Yeah, he's got the time. 14 points of HP. I think this would be... Well, there's already been a few nails that have been hammered into this coffin right now, but if it's another, Imma could just really kind of break them, especially if he gets one on the cross. I don't know if he was spotted just there. I think he wasn't at all. So now they're just going to have to go for that slow walk in, and okay, exit is going to be able to find at least one. 9-3, Mac cursed score, halftime, maybe. Nah, I'm probably, you know, coping a little bit too hard there. But at the very least, MIBR have been able to recover a 3rd round. It's not over just yet, but they're going to need more than a miracle, Mac, as we move on into the final half of the day. Don't go too far away.
We've got a deep run going on here between NAVI and MIBR. 6 rounds the gap, and MIBR, look, rough first half, but they have had a chance to get their minds in order and maybe change the narrative, flip the script, if you will. NAVI with the 1-4 split. Only JL to lock down the B side of the map. Everyone else expecting MIBR to come a knocking on the A side.
Will it be Heaven's Door that they're knocking on, though? We'll have to find out very, very soon. Insani just going for a quick spot up towards brackets. Seeing if he can clear anything. No information given or gathered. So I am sort of leaning towards the feeling that JL's got a bit of a task. This time around, of course, we do see a kit invested by Wonderful. Of course, he is over towards this site of A, and now managing to slip the wickets. Insani, he's gone back. He's looking pretty keen to try and find this. Instead, they're just going to invest their way down in towards Banana. And now JL, I think he might be okay to fall off. Site should be secured. But look at the pace behind him from Navi.
Straight on in. JL just locking in the con control, but Banana is a great piece of a map to have if you're going for the retake. Man disadvantage, but it ain't going to change a thing.
Smoked off CT.
He's just going straight on in. Yeah, boosting. Look, how's he going to be able to maybe set up a crossfire here? The glove's going to ring true. Insani 2. Straight through the smoke he goes. And Breno from Con is just going to draw enough attention away. Alexi tucked in at the oranges. Ain't going to get the job done. Looking like fruit salad after that one. But MIBR on the board in the second half.
Game's not done, Mac. Game is not done. MIBR have still got some fight left in them, and I'm glad to see it. Great opening pistol there. Did get a little bit scrappy, and Sani obviously had to keep them over towards that A site for a little bit as he wrapped around the world. But, yeah, good resurgence there. It ended up being a little bit weird. It's not often you see the boost from the T's in back towards the side of B. But anyway, round is done. Secured. Where are MIBR going to take these weapons as Navi's obviously forced their way right back in?
I just realised as well that MIBR have had more than a majority of the openings and unfortunately have just been losing those 5v4s. And that's what we saw on Mirage as well, something that they'll definitely need to look at and potentially tighten up going into the future. But right here, right now, NAVI know that on Inferno, a force buy on the CT side is one of the best maps to do it on.
Just that lack of trading, right, that comes out on the occasion on some of these maps with a challenging CT side. You might find an opening pick, you know, whether or not it's that mid-duel or something along those lines, but then the T sides can just band together and throw it back at you at the disadvantage. Especially maps like Inferno that really sort of separate how this is all played. But now they're going to creep up towards top of A here, Mac. Brackets will be secured. Now that utility does start to go down. Motorway smoked, and they're just trying to buy themselves some additional time. Ima just behind that smoke in the archers. Going to wait patiently for the rest of the team to rotate around. This might still be a tough one for MIBR to hit, but Breno does open up nicely on a bit.
Navi knew exactly what was coming at him then. You could see that Bit was the one to throw the moto smoke. And by doing so, it stopped that wrap around to try to funnel them up short together into the crossfire. It didn't play out because MIBR were hitting their shots a bit better than Navi. But the theory was there, and Navi knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah, for sure. Good shots from Brennison, though. It's just the crazy sort of beast in this game where you see an opening pick or two, and then you just know the round's done. There's no way to get back into it. Inferno is just so punishing to any sort of slip up, and if you're not really digging deep and taking that early spatial position as a CT, or if you let one kind of mistake have a awkward pick, all of a sudden you find yourself defending a site 1 versus 5. But that's a good resurgence here from MIBR. They've found 5. It's still an uphill battle, Mac.
Crispy shots out of Breno. And oof, I bet you that thing would taste pretty good crispy too. Sorry, I'm getting peckish. It's getting late. Accidental fasting going down.
Yeah.
And MIBR picking up the pace towards Banana. HE's going everywhere.
Look how quick they are.
Oh, Alexi didn't have an idea, did clear it, but Insani. Oh! Oh, had the firepower. Exit. Able to go for the trade game, fortunately. And MIBR with the man advantage, but let's see if they can convert or even expect Wonderful towards the top of Banana. If they come this route, Zeus game could be getting played towards apartments. But Breno doesn't want to be throwing away that AK for free up against a low buy.
Not at all. Just waiting for the rest of the team to kind of posture. Great awareness there from Lukowski. Should know that the B side is free now. So I don't think we'll be hearing that faithful sound, or maybe we will. Breno is now going for a little bit of a hunt, but he does make what appears to be the decision to cruise away. Happy to just control that second mid push. And yeah, fortunately for Bit, it will not be happening this time round. No Zeus for Lucy Loose, unfortunately.
Slow burn to the end of the round. Ima looking just to carry the 5-7. And Armour into round 16.
Yeah, eager to see what the first gun round is going to look like, Mac, for NAVI. Should have enough money for the AWP.
It'll be cutting it tight. I'm wondering if Wonderful will opt for that or prioritize the utility instead. Breno checks back for the second man, finds it. It's all serious business here for the Brazilians.
Couple of good shots back and forth in Banana, yeah. JL truly with the stutter step.
JL loves a good jiggle tap. He's been
doing
it for years. Doing them dirty. 6-9, the funniest scoreline. And MIBR looking to make it 7. Banana control right there on the horizon. And Navi brought 4 towards the B site early on.
Good damage. Lukowski already opening up with this one. They're burning down very, very low as well. Oh man, it's a little bit sweaty here in this position. The utility from NAVI has made it very, very awkward, and they even contest a bit further down. So they're able to kick them back, and that's something that MIBR wasn't able to really do to NAVI onto that previous side. But they are going to waltz their way up towards A now, which is the sort of lesser equipped spot, I suppose you would say. They've got a little bit more utility here, but no mollies, no HEs to work with. Just going to both play up Diggity side and see what they can find on the back of apps. Bit with a big tall task here right now. Same with Wonderful, to be quite honest. But again, some of the lower HP members might be able to whittle them away.
Oh, the funnel out of tight choke point. Not the place you want to be, and MIBR get torn to shreds. Hit the Yui, fall back, and the man advantage gets lost just like that. Navi still hunting and holding with 3 towards the A site.
30 seconds though, Mac. They've got to get moving now. Molotov down towards the pit. Playing a little bit deeper will be wonderful. And man, there's just not been a single opportunity, has there, for MIBR? They didn't pick up the pace. They tried to get out of apartments, but the second they sort of felt the sweat, they just panicked. And, you know, it looked really, really awkward there. So very nicely done. Navi's going to be happy with that one. They do be cheering. And now it's only a couple of rounds before they can close this one in full, right? 10 rounds, double digits secured. And yeah, just way too easy. It should not be that simple, should it?
Nice! Nice, guys. Nice!
Good fucking round.
Yeah, a curious call, but Navi reading it well. And then Ima, good protocols just to re-clear there at bracket and catch the T's all separated. Big hold out of him. MIBR going for yet another tactical.
Played giving him the firm talk as per usual.
Giving him the words.
Yeah, absolutely. The inspiration.
The source.
Knowing exactly what to say to kind of put some pep in their step. Just keep them in check. Ima is having a fantastic series. 15-8 right now.
Insani copping some chip damage again, but there won't be the battle for Banana this time. Gentleman's handshake. Everyone just tossing to Mutil one way and the other. They got a double app set up instead. Navi expecting MIBR to go for a different approach, and Lukazi could be walking into a very difficult crossfire to muster.
No real steps forward just yet. A smoke towards CT to try and make something work. Great peek in. Actually tried to do it the exact same. Wonderful and Bit trying to double swing, but Lukazi will rip the heads off. And now Imma trying to do it all completely solo. He's trapped in the cubby. He does manage to find one onto Lukazi, but I don't think it's enough to kind of bait them into a bit more of a rotation. Does get dunked down. The nade will take him, and yeah, that is going to be a round going the way of MIBR. Mac, I don't know how this map is starting to get close, right? This was Navi's dance floor, and they were completely denying MIBR a chance. And now it seems to just be slowly coming back. And again, that just continues the narrative of how challenging it can be to play out a CT Inferno in the current climate.
Well, right now we're playing the numbers game. JL drawing attention towards B, but if you look at the economy for Navi, 2 rifles alive will warrant them another buy, which means they can put more pressure on it, not only MIBR's economy, but give themselves a very good fighting chance at still keeping the lead. 3 rounds the buffer. And MIBR probably thinking about their own economy too, because you need it to be strong to make a comeback successfully, or to successfully make it a lot easier for yourself. You want to have the extra cash in the back pocket. 3, 2, 1, swing. I was just talking about, before they did that, how strong that CT setup can be, but it's just torn to shreds. Lukazi, lovely spray transfer. And MIBR, the teamwork, certainly making the dream work here.
Starting to activate now a little bit. Lukazi had a very slow start, but so did Breno, so did Exit. They are starting to pick up around the rest of the team now. Early utility down Banana once more. It has been good for Navi. And they're keeping them at bay, and Sani's actually running through this. If he gets this onto JL, that would be insane, but he won't. A smoke to go down. The Molotov flushes him away. JL will be traded, but Alexi B should be safe for now. Able to get that smoke down. Has another HE to really hurt them. Will it dunk onto Exit? Yes, it will. But they're still able. They're still able to keep kicking. And now where do we go with this? Does have a rotation to come around from Imma. Exit and Lukazi low.
So the cool thing about where Exit plopped himself is he's going to hear these rotations from Imma. He's gone loud, one way then the other, and wonderful as well. A deep rotation through CT. Shouldn't be heard. But MIBR could
be able to do this.
Yeah, no, I think they're making the right call. If you can get past Bit here, anchoring on the A site, who's revealed his hand, or at least his position, with
gone for a walk
towards apps, and the timing favoring MIBR, but you got to get past Bit first, and they're not even going this way.
No.
Oh,
it could all fall apart right now, Mac. 30 seconds. Are they going to be ready for it? Imma is aware, but he gets taken down by Lukazi. Now they're going to pick up the pace, but surely they're not going to be ready for 2 more members here, right? All they need to do is buy time. Alexi B, great Molotov. Smoke to buy some additional spacing as well. They have to get moving. Safe, though, finds Alexi B. How have they won this round, Mac? Oh, my God. It's all falling apart. Bit on the flank now. Exit rips his head off. What is happening? How are we still going?
Mate.
Caralho! Exactly.
Caralho. Get it done. That
Up and about, Mac.
If you back yourself like that, even if you're walking into the stack, they are just taking every name possible, doing it the Brazilian way. There you go, making some noise as well, letting Navi know that MIBR will not fall over and flop.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. Like, as I said, you're walking into the Wolves then, but when you're ready to fight, you just got to back yourself. You know, they make the right call initially to go A, then it's the wrong call to wrap, but it just works out regardless. And now back on the pistols. Navi kind of hoping for a miracle here. This would just be so grim. They'll be so defeated if they lose this. Brennerson now trying to creep up. It could be the timing. Bit okay. An opportunity here now, but Exit, he slipped the wickets. He's found his way in towards CT, but Alexi B, I don't know if it's going to capitalize his way. No, taken, sight found. Oh, Mac, they find the pick, but JL's not going to be ready for this con player. Exit's got into position. It's a save again, surely, for Navi, and they've only got the singular AK in the hands of Bit. Money's been whittled away. It's below 1.5 for Alexi B.
That is rough as guts for NAVI.
I don't know how to feel right now, man. Honestly.
Hang on, let me check Brazil time. They'd be... Is it morning? 9:43. Oh, they're waking up to a lovely surprise. Wonderful. Not allowed to snatch away any exits. But the AK looking like it should traverse into the 20th. And Imma as well. In a safe region with the teased by guns.
They seem to be calm right now. MIBR, like they're energized, they're focused.
Yeah.
And certainly the same could not be said for NAVI. As we went on about, they started to be falling apart here. Little pep talk, very important words to come through from Blade. Because you always have to be cautious about a momentum-driven Brazilian CS side. Be absolutely terrifying to play against. But that'll be one of the very last remaining few timeouts available, Mac. 1 round the difference. Can't really believe that I'm saying that. I did mention the 9-3 Curse scoreline. 11-4 is well and truly dead in the water. Back in the CSGO days. What do we see from NAVI here?
Well, let's find out. Let's see what adjustments Blade has brought in with the tactical.
Oh, those nades.
Yeah, punish.
JL and him are so low.
Short they go.
Picked up, Mac, yeah.
Wonderful. Orping from pit. Leaves something to be desired sometimes. Won't be spotting that. Head across the top.
Oh my God.
Eventually. Missed opportunity for Insani to create more space. But that smoke as well keeping Wonderful alive. And he may just be keeping NAVI in pole position. Exit. 1v2. Info on one man, but not the other, and has to wait for that smoke to fade. Good molly. Should spread. Should force him into the open.
Oh my God.
Doing exactly what he needs to do. Shoulders seen. JL Sharper. 11 secured as MIBR could not convert one that looked like a sitter.
Oh my God, JL was 39 points of HP from an earlier exchange with the HE's pretty sure. Just not quite connecting on that opening shot. Wonderful, a hero, a thief in the night, inside the smoke. A criminal, in fact. Well played from Wonderful, a brilliant round, and that was almost just an unthinkable round from Exit to come on through, but converting that one, it must kind of ring true. And it's another, I think this is the very final tactical to come out from both these sides. Oh man, not the way you'd want to go out after this comeback attempt from MIBR. It got so close, the money's good. But yeah, really, it can't see have the same said by NAVI right now in their financial situation.
Yeah, tough nut to crack. But let's see what the option is. If they lose one round here, the financials are in a rotten way for sure. It's MIBR. They got a few buys left. But off the back of that, they still need to be winning these rounds or they're not going to have rounds to buy in. HE going across the top, looking to punish the aggression from MIBR. Boost from Insani. Safe. Oh. Missed opportunity for the opening. Molly going everywhere. Smoke invested for JL, who wants to keep on fighting. Knows it may be the best chance for him to survive. Oh, and the timing's no good. There's a smoke. It's cover. But he's also got the teammates around the corners.
How's he alive?
They don't work. It's the flames to get the job done on Insani. And things just get even more chaotic. 1v3 here. Alexi B.
JL.
9 to keep alive. And NAVI may just be doing it. But in the 3v3, Imma needs to back off and live.
That is one of the most chaotic brawls I've seen top of Banana in my time here, Mac. And now We just have Imma drop back 46 points of HP, has to pull Wonderful over for the rotate. And look at MIBR, frozen in time, not looking to overstep. There was so much that happened up in that top of banana position. CT smoke goes down now as Wonderful does start to posture his way in. It's just a little bit of a gap. He finds it completely blind. Breno goes down. And now we have to see something. Exit and Lukowski. Exit made such a good mission of it in that previous round, but he was denied by the man JL. He is dead in towards this round. Flash in towards the site now. Imma gets the pick. Exit has to do it all alone. We'll be able to spot some information, but all they need to do is just bait some time, pull the rotation, call the bluff in 16 seconds. Looking onto it now, Exit. Can he find the plan? He's got so little time to do it. Has to go really, really deep here, but he might just be running out. They actually drop back towards CT Mac, but again, he keeps getting baited by it. Finds the shot. Maybe just no. I think he's run out of time. Just Exit. He is in his own head.
A game of inches.
Nice. Nice.
And Exit just barely falls off the cliff of time.
He's hurting right now. That's twice in a row, Mac.
Oh, devastating. It looked so good at moments. But Imma just being an absolute nuisance there on the backer site, living long enough. And even though Wonderful fell, the clock was the sixth man for NAVI. Second mid aggression now. MIBR, a different approach. Setting their sights back towards apartments. And just as they try to set up the silent boost, Bit just pushes straight down the guts. Him and Wonderful tearing through him, and Brazil could be done right here, right now.
Oh, not like this. MIBR, you had such a good go of it, but NAVI, they are reinvigorated. They are energized. They are looking to try and close this day. It is edging closer to 11 p.m. over in Melbourne, Australia. And Insani, unfortunately, just has to deal with this prospect of needing a 1v4 to turn the tides. The smoke will fade as top mid does come on through, and Wonderful will deny. 13-9 victory for Natus Vincere. They will take it through to the next stage of this group. They are not going to the lower bracket today. They are looking to fight further into this competition.
I think it's definitely needed as well, and that win, huge for